Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am so excited you're here because today we have a super cool pick-a-pile reading all about messages from your future spouse. Like, what could be more fun, right? So take a deep breath, get comfy, because we're diving into your love life. No pressure, just a little peek at what the universe has in store for you. So for this reading, we're going to be exploring some key themes about your future partnership. We're not just looking at who they are, but also what makes your connection special, what kind of growth you'll experience together, and what values will really ground your relationship. This reading is timeless, so it applies whenever you're watching this, okay? How cool is that? This is for whenever you need a little love boost, okay? Now, let's meet our crystal piles. First up, we have this beautiful amber butterfly. It's all about illuminating your emerging desires. Next, we have this selenite tree, which represents rooted growth and how shared experiences will shape your partnership. Then we have this rose quartz raw crystal, and this one is about unveiling the foundations of your connection, what core values will build your lasting love. Finally, we have this sapphire heart, which is about harmonious paths and balancing energies to create lasting partnership. Which of these calls to you? Go ahead and pause the video and take a moment to see which pile you're most drawn to. Trust your intuition, no overthinking it. You can even check out multiple piles if you feel called. And now let's make a wish together, wishing you clarity and guidance on your journey to finding your future spouse. Sending you all the love and light, and I'll see you in your reading. Okay, amber butterfly. What a beautiful crystal to choose, you guys. And the meaning is illuminating, which I just love. I feel like that really sets the stage for this reading about emerging desires, and what truly sparks joy and attraction for your future together. So, let's dive right in and see what messages your future spouse has for you. The first card we have is the Four of Swords. Okay, so right off the bat, this tells me that before you and your future spouse really connect on a deep level, there's been, or maybe there is currently, a period of rest and recuperation, kind of like a timeout. Maybe you've been feeling burnt out, exhausted, needing to recharge your batteries before diving into something new and exciting. It's like, you can't pour from an empty cup, right? So, this Four of Swords energy, it's all about taking that time for yourself, for self-care, for healing, and for really getting clear on what it is you truly want and need in a relationship. Maybe you've been through a tough breakup in the past, or maybe you've just been working so hard on your career or other areas of your life that your romantic life has taken a backseat. That makes sense, Whatever the reason, this card is telling you that this period of solitude and reflection is actually really important. It's giving you the space to heal old wounds, to release any limiting beliefs you might have about love, and to really connect with your own inner wisdom. This is like your cocoon phase, and you're about to emerge as a butterfly, ready to fly. And hey, that really ties back to the amber butterfly crystal we chose, huh? Cool. It could also be that your future spouse is going through a similar period of rest and reflection. Maybe they're also healing from past hurts or taking a break from dating to focus on themselves. The universe has a funny way of bringing people together at the right time, when they're both ready and open to receive love. So, don't rush the process. Trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Now, this isn't necessarily a negative card, even though it might seem a little bit. Still, it's not about being stuck or stagnant. It's about intentionally taking time out. It's about hitting pause so that you can come back stronger, wiser, and more aligned with your true self. It's like you wouldn't run a marathon without training first, right? So this is your training period for love, Think of it like this. Maybe you've been feeling pulled in a million different directions, trying to please everyone else but yourself. The Four of Swords is saying, hey, it's okay to take a break. It's okay to say no. It's okay to prioritize your own needs for a change. And honestly, that's really important for attracting a healthy and balanced relationship. You have to love yourself first before you can truly love someone else. Or maybe you've been so focused on finding the one that you've been overlooking the amazing person you already are. This card is a reminder to appreciate your own unique qualities, to celebrate your strengths, and to be kind to yourself even on your bad days. because you are worthy of love just as you are. And here's something else to consider. Maybe this rest period is actually preparing you for a major shift in your life. Maybe you're on the verge of a big breakthrough, a new career opportunity, or a move to a new city. The universe often gives us a period of downtime before launching us into something new and exciting. So, pay attention to any signs or synchronicities that might be guiding you forward. It's like maybe you've been feeling this urge to take a class, or try a new hobby, or reach out to someone you haven't spoken to in a while. Don't ignore those little nudges from the universe. They might be leading you down a path that will eventually lead you to your future spouse. This Four of Swords, it really is just like, listen to yourself, What do you need? Not what your family wants, not what your friends think you should do, but what do you truly desire? And give yourself permission to pursue those desires, even if they seem scary or unconventional. That's where the magic happens, truly. And that ties into what truly sparks joy and attraction, like our theme said. Okay, so you've had this period of rest, this time to recharge and reconnect with yourself. Now what? Well, that's where the next card comes in, the Three of Pentacles. Ooh, this is exciting. The Three of Pentacles is all about collaboration, teamwork, and building something together. So, after this period of solitude and reflection, you're now ready to join forces with someone else and create something beautiful and lasting. This could be a literal project, like starting a business together or renovating a house, or it could be a more metaphorical project, like building a life together, raising a family, or creating a shared vision for the future. It's like you've both done your individual work, you've both healed and grown and learned your lessons, and now you're ready to come together and share your gifts and talents with each other. This is where the real magic happens, when two people combine their strengths and work towards a common goal. And the Three of Pentacles, it's also about recognizing the value of each other's contributions. It's about appreciating each other's skills and talents and working together in a way that is mutually beneficial. It's like you're not trying to outdo each other or compete with each other. You're working as a team, supporting each other, and celebrating each other's successes. Maybe you'll meet your future spouse through a work project, a volunteer organization, or a shared hobby. Maybe you'll discover that you have complementary skills and talents that make you a perfect team. Whatever the circumstances, this card is telling you that collaboration and teamwork will be a key part of your relationship. This card can also represent learning from each other. Maybe one of you is an expert in a certain area and the other is eager to learn. Or maybe you both have different perspectives and experiences that can enrich each other's lives. Either way, this card is about being open to learning from each other and growing together as a couple. It's almost like you're building a house together, brick by brick. Each brick represents a shared experience, a common goal, or a mutual understanding. And as you continue to build this house together, it becomes stronger and more resilient, able to withstand any storms that come your way. And remember that amber butterfly crystal? Well, the Three of Pentacles is all about illuminating your shared goals and values. It's about getting clear on what you both want to create together and working towards that vision with intention and purpose. Are you building a cozy cottage in the woods or a modern mansion in the city? What kind of life do you want to create together? Maybe you've always dreamed of starting a nonprofit organization to help underprivileged children. Or maybe you've always wanted to travel the world and experience different cultures. Whatever your dreams may be, the Three of Pentacles is telling you that you can achieve them together as a team. But it's important to remember that collaboration requires communication. You need to be able to openly and honestly communicate your thoughts, feelings, and needs with each other. And you need to be willing to listen to each other's perspectives, even when you don't agree. Because conflict is inevitable in any relationship, but it's how you handle that conflict that determines whether your relationship will thrive or crumble. So, practice active listening. Ask questions. Seek to understand each other's points of view. And don't be afraid to compromise, because the best relationships are built on mutual respect and understanding. The Three of Pentacles, it isn't just about doing, it's about being. It's about being present with each other, being supportive of each other, and being willing to work through any challenges that arise. Because relationships are not always easy, They require effort, commitment, and a willingness to grow and evolve together. And to be honest, the Four of Swords was necessary to be ready for this phase. Okay, so you've had your rest, you're collaborating and building. Now, what's the final piece of the puzzle? Drum roll, please. It's the Empress. Oh, this is just so beautiful. The Empress is all about nurturing, abundance, and creation. This card represents the divine feminine energy, the energy of Mother Earth, the energy of unconditional love and acceptance. So, after you've gone through your period of rest and reflection, and after you've started collaborating and building with your future spouse, you're now ready to fully embrace the nurturing and abundant energy of the Empress. This card is telling you that your relationship has the potential to be deeply fulfilling, nourishing, and life-giving. It's a relationship that will support your growth, encourage your creativity, and provide you with a sense of security and belonging. It's like you've created a fertile garden together, and now you're ready to plant the seeds of love, joy, and abundance. And as you tend to this garden with care and intention, it will flourish and blossom, bringing you endless beauty and delight. The Empress, she's also about sensuality and pleasure. It's about enjoying the simple things in life, like a delicious meal, a warm bath, or a loving embrace. It's about connecting with your senses and allowing yourself to fully experience the joys of being alive. So don't be afraid to indulge in the pleasures of life with your future spouse. Cook delicious meals together. Take romantic walks in nature. Give each other massages. And most importantly, make time for intimacy and connection. Because physical touch is a powerful way to express love and strengthen your bond. This card can also represent pregnancy and motherhood. If you've been wanting to start a family, this card is a positive sign that your dreams may soon come true. But even if you don't want children, the Empress is still a reminder to nurture and care for those around you, including yourself. Maybe you'll become a mentor to someone younger or a caregiver to an elderly relative. Or maybe you'll simply focus on creating a warm and welcoming home for your friends and family. Whatever the case, the Empress is encouraging you to embrace your nurturing side and to share your love and compassion with the world. The Empress energy, it's also about trusting your intuition and following your heart. It's about listening to your inner voice and making decisions that are aligned with your values and your soul's purpose. So, don't let anyone tell you what you should do or how you should live your life. Trust your own inner guidance and follow the path that feels right for you, because you are the Empress of your own life and you have the power to create the reality you desire. You know. Okay, bringing it back to the amber butterfly. The Empress, she is the illumination. Like, it isn't just emerging desires anymore, it's emerging fulfillment. Your reading's theme is exactly where you're heading. You'll see it soon, and all of this ties back to that period of rest and reflection represented by the Four of Swords. Because before you can fully embrace the nurturing and abundant energy of the Empress, you need to heal any old wounds and release any limiting beliefs that might be holding you back. You know, you can't plant seeds in barren soil. You need to prepare the ground first. And this prepares you for your ultimate collaboration, the Three of Pentacles. So take some time to nurture yourself, to connect with your inner wisdom, and to cultivate a sense of self-love and acceptance. Because you are worthy of love, just as you are. And when you're ready, the universe will bring you the perfect partner to share your life with. Wow, this is just the beginning. Okay, wow, so after that amazing Empress energy, let's see what's coming next. It's the Devil. Ooh, this is interesting, you know? Don't be scared, okay? The Devil card isn't always a bad thing. It's more about recognizing where you might be feeling trapped or restricted, you know, by your own fears or limiting beliefs, or even unhealthy attachments maybe. It's all about shining a light on the shadow side, the things we don't always want to acknowledge about ourselves. And that illumination is exactly what your crystal means, huh? I think the universe is nudging you to look at things deeply and more honestly. So, how does this tie in with the Four of Swords? Well, remember that period of rest and reflection. Maybe there are some unresolved issues from the past that are still holding you back. The Devil card could be highlighting those issues, urging you to confront them and release them once and for all. It's like, you can't truly move forward if you're still carrying around baggage from the past, you know. maybe during that time of solitude, you didn't quite dig deep enough, or maybe there's something you've been avoiding looking at. This card is like, hey, it's time to face the music, you know? It could also be that you're afraid of what might happen if you fully embrace your desires. Maybe you're worried about being judged or rejected, or maybe you're afraid of failing. The Devil card is saying that those fears are just illusions and that you have the power to break free from them. It's all about recognizing that you are not defined by your fears, you are so much bigger than that. Perhaps the Four of Swords was about escaping from the world for a while, but the Devil is showing you that some prisons are invisible, built in your mind. What is keeping you in? What is keeping you isolated and why? What patterns do you keep repeating, even when you are resting? And maybe, just maybe, this is about a fear of intimacy too. After being alone, are you afraid to merge with someone else? Are you afraid of losing yourself? And how does the Devil connect with the Three of Pentacles, that collaboration and teamwork energy? Well, this could be a warning against getting into a relationship with someone who is manipulative or controlling. The Devil card can represent unhealthy power dynamics, where one person tries to dominate the other. So, it's important to be aware of these dynamics and to set healthy boundaries. It's like, you don't want to build a house on a shaky foundation, right? You want to make sure that you're both contributing equally and that you're both respecting each other's needs and boundaries. Or, maybe it is a warning about being too focused on the project of the relationship and forgetting about the emotional connection. Are you so busy building this perfect life together that you're not actually enjoying each other's company? The Devil is reminding you that relationships are about more than just shared goals and accomplishments. They're about intimacy, vulnerability, and genuine connection. Also, think about what you are building. Is it truly authentic? Is it what you want or what you think you should want? Are you building this life to impress others or to make yourself happy? Are you compromising too much of yourself to fit into someone else's vision? The Devil card is urging you to be honest with yourself about your motivations and to make sure that you're building a life that truly reflects your values and desires. And if you do find yourselves in conflict, are you handling it in a healthy way? Or are you resorting to manipulation, guilt trips, or other unhealthy tactics? Collaboration means being open to feedback, being willing to compromise, and working through disagreements in a respectful and constructive manner. Now, let's bring in the Empress. This is where it gets really interesting. The Empress is all about nurturing, abundance, and unconditional love. But the Devil card can represent the shadow side of those qualities, like being overly possessive or controlling. Maybe you're so focused on nurturing your partner that you're neglecting your own needs. Or maybe you're so afraid of losing them that you're trying to control their every move. The Devil card is saying that true love is about freedom and trust, not about ownership or control. It's about allowing your partner to be themselves, even if that means they make different choices than you would. Or maybe you're so focused on creating a perfect, abundant life that you're forgetting to appreciate the simple things. The Devil card is reminding you that true happiness comes from within, not from external possessions or achievements. It's about finding joy in the present moment and appreciating the blessings you already have. Another thing, the Empress can sometimes represent a desire for motherhood or a focus on family. The Devil in this context might be a warning about putting too much pressure on yourself or your partner to have children. Or maybe it's about being realistic about the challenges of parenthood and not romanticizing it too much. It's important to have open and honest conversations about your desires and expectations around family, and to make sure that you're both on the same page. And are you being honest with yourself about why you want these things? Are you trying to fulfill some societal expectation, or is it truly something that you desire from the bottom of your heart? The Devil asks you to dig deep and question your motivations. Are you trying to create this perfect family to fill a void in your own life? Or are you coming from a place of wholeness and abundance? So, what's the big picture here? The Devil card is really asking you to look at the potential pitfalls and challenges that could arise as you move forward in your relationship. It's about being honest with yourself about your own shadow aspects and recognizing any unhealthy patterns that might be holding you back. but it's also about recognizing that you have the power to overcome those challenges and create a truly fulfilling and authentic relationship. This isn't about succumbing to temptation or giving in to your fears. It's about facing them head-on and choosing to break free from them. Remember that amber butterfly crystal? It's all about illumination. The Devil card is shining a light on the darkness so that you can make conscious choices and move towards the light. You are breaking free from chains, and I have a feeling that the Devil here represents the last chain to break. Also, consider that the Devil is often associated with passion and desire. Maybe this card is urging you to embrace your desires fully, without shame or guilt. It's about allowing yourself to experience pleasure and joy without feeling like you have to apologize for it. As long as you're not hurting yourself or others, there's nothing wrong with indulging in the pleasures of life. The Devil can also represent a strong, magnetic attraction between two people. It's that undeniable chemistry that draws you to someone, even if you know they might not be good for you. If you're feeling this kind of attraction, it's important to be aware of it and to proceed with caution. Don't let your desires cloud your judgment or lead you down a path that you'll later regret. This card is a call to self-awareness and empowerment. You have the strength to overcome any challenges and create the life you desire, as long as you're willing to face your fears and break free from your limitations. Don't let this card scare you, okay? It's not a sign that your relationship is doomed. It's simply a reminder to be mindful and to stay true to yourself. I think it's like, what is the desire? What is the spark? And what can destroy that spark so that you are in tune with protecting your relationship? This is amazing. I am excited for the next card because I feel like it will tell you how to actually handle the Devil's appearance and turn it into a major strength. Okay, so after that Devil card, which, wow, so much to unpack there, let's see what card is going to help guide you further. Okay, it's the Five of Swords. Oof. Okay, so yeah, deep breaths. I know swords can be scary, but it's all about information and communication and, well, sometimes conflict. So the Five of Swords, right off the bat, it's giving me awkward energy, you know? Like someone won a battle, but at what cost? There's a sense of victory, but it feels hollow, you know? Like the battlefield is kind of deserted and someone is walking away with the swords, but their expression isn't exactly joyful. So, how does this connect back to the Devil? Well, maybe that Devil energy, those unhealthy attachments or limiting beliefs, maybe they led to some kind of conflict or disagreement. Maybe you guys had a fight about one of those Devil issues, you know, like jealousy or control, and someone won. But it left everyone feeling drained and resentful. It's like you might have proven your point, but you damaged the relationship in the process, you know? Or it could be that you're fighting against those Devil tendencies, you know? You're actively trying to break free from those unhealthy patterns, but it's a struggle, and it's causing tension in the relationship. Maybe you're challenging each other's limiting beliefs, and it's leading to some heated debates. That can be good. But the Five of Swords is warning you to make sure those debates don't turn into, full-blown wars, you know? Healthy conflict is one thing, but destructive conflict can really tear a relationship apart, you know? This card is also making me think about communication, and maybe, miscommunication. Maybe you're not really hearing each other, you know? You're talking at each other instead of talking to each other. And that can lead to a lot of misunderstandings and hurt feelings. Maybe you're both so focused on being right that you're not actually listening to what the other person is saying. It's like you're having two separate conversations in the same room, you know? And going back to that Three of Pentacles energy, that collaboration and teamwork, the Five of Swords is like a total opposite vibe, right? Instead of working together towards a common goal, you're now fighting against each other. And that can really derail your progress and make it hard to build a strong, lasting relationship. It's like you're trying to build a house together, but instead of laying bricks, you're throwing them at each other, you know? But okay, it's not all doom and gloom, okay? The Five of Swords can also be a wake-up call. It's like it's showing you that your current approach to conflict isn't working, and that you need to find a better way to communicate and resolve disagreements. It's like you've tried fighting and it didn't work, so now it's time to try something else, you know? So what are the themes here? Conflict, obviously, and defeat, and resentment, and maybe even a little bit of arrogance. Like that person walking away with the swords, they might be feeling pretty smug, but are they really winning? Or are they just isolating themselves? And how does this tie into the Empress? Well, the Empress is all about nurturing and harmony, and the Five of Swords is like the opposite of that. It's like instead of creating a loving and supportive environment, you're creating a tense and hostile one. And that can really stifle the growth of your relationship, Like, you can't plant seeds of love in a battlefield. You need to create fertile ground, Okay, so if you're seeing this Five of Swords energy in your relationship, what can you do about it? Well, first of all, it's important to acknowledge that there's a problem, Don't try to sweep it under the rug or pretend that everything is fine. Because if you ignore the conflict, it's just going to fester and get worse, And then you need to start communicating, like really communicating. And that means being honest and open about your feelings, but also being respectful and empathetic towards your partner. Try to see things from their perspective, even if you don't agree with them, And it's important to remember that compromise is key. You're not always going to get everything you want, and that's okay. The goal isn't to win the argument, it's to find a solution that works for both of you, It's about finding a middle ground where you can both feel heard and respected. Also, don't be afraid to take a break, If things are getting too heated, step away from the conversation for a while and come back to it later when you're both feeling calmer. Sometimes, you just need a little space to cool down and clear your head, And hey, that's kind of tying back to the Four of Swords, right? Knowing when to take that time for yourself. And if you're really struggling to communicate effectively, consider seeking professional help. A therapist or counselor can provide you with tools and strategies to improve your communication skills and resolve conflicts in a healthy way. There's no shame in asking for help, Sometimes, you just need a little guidance to get back on track. But what if you aren't in a relationship yet? What if you're single, seeing this card, and wanting to know about your future spouse? Well, then maybe this is a warning. Maybe this is telling you to be careful about the kind of relationships you get into. Don't jump into something with someone who is argumentative or controlling, Look for someone who is kind, compassionate, and willing to communicate openly and honestly. Or maybe this is about your relationship with yourself. Are you constantly putting yourself down or criticizing yourself? The Five of Swords can be a sign that you need to be kinder and more compassionate towards yourself. Treat yourself with the same love and respect that you would give to a close friend, Okay, so the amber butterfly crystal, right? It's all about illumination. So, how does the Five of Swords illuminate your emerging desires? Well, maybe it's showing you what you don't want in a relationship. Maybe you've been settling for less than you deserve, and this card is like, hey, you deserve better. Don't put up with this kind of drama and conflict. Or maybe it's illuminating your own shadow side. Maybe you're the one who's been causing the conflict, and this card is like, hey, take responsibility for your actions. Stop playing the victim and start being a more respectful and considerate partner. But I also think the illuminating part is also about the truth that comes out during conflict. When people are fighting, sometimes their true colors show, And that can be a good thing, because it can help you see who someone really is underneath all the surface stuff. It's like you can learn a lot about someone by how they handle disagreements, So maybe this card is urging you to embrace the conflict, to not be afraid of it. Because sometimes, conflict can be a catalyst for growth and change. It can force you to confront difficult issues and to find new and better ways of relating to each other. But it's all about how you handle it, Okay, so overall, the Five of Swords is a challenging card, but it's not necessarily a bad card. It's a warning, a wake-up call, and an opportunity for growth. It's urging you to be mindful of your communication patterns, to be respectful of your partner's feelings, and to find healthy ways to resolve disagreements. So, is this a temporary setback or a major turning point? That's what we're going to find out with the next card. I'm really curious to see where this goes, Like, are you going to learn from this conflict and create a stronger, more fulfilling relationship? Or are you going to let it tear you apart? I have no idea. Let's pull the next card and find out. Okay, so after all of that, The Five of Swords, the conflict, the potential for resentment. Here comes the Page of Wands. Ooh, this is interesting. I feel like this is a welcome burst of fresh air, you know? Like, after all that heavy sword energy, we're getting some fire, some passion, some new ideas, like a little spark. So, the Page of Wands, in general, is all about new beginnings, enthusiasm, exploration, and potential. It's like a young, energetic messenger coming to you with a new opportunity or idea, you know? Think of it like inspiration knocking at your door. And after all that conflict, that Five of Swords energy, this Page of Wands feels like a little ray of sunshine peeking through the clouds. But it's like, what does that sunshine mean? So, how does this connect back to the Five of Swords? Well, maybe this Page of Wands is bringing a new perspective on the conflict. Maybe it's a message that helps you see things in a different light, you know? Like, maybe you were both so caught up in being right that you couldn't see the other person's point of view. This Page of Wands could be bringing a new understanding, a new way of communicating, a new approach to resolving the conflict. Like, hey, maybe we were both wrong and there's a better way forward. You know? Or it could be that this Page of Wands is bringing a new idea that completely distracts you from the conflict. Like, forget about all that arguing, let's go on an adventure. Let's try something new. And sometimes that's exactly what you need, you know? A little distraction, a little fun, to help you reset and come back to the problem with fresh eyes. And remember the devil? All those potential pitfalls and challenges. Well, the Page of Wands can be a way to overcome those too. Because it's all about breaking free from limitations and embracing your passions. Maybe the devil was representing a fear of taking risks, a fear of putting yourself out there. The Page of Wands is like, hey, don't be afraid, go for it, what's the worst that could happen? You know, it is a reminder that life is all about exploration and discovery, and that you should never let fear hold you back from pursuing your dreams. And speaking of dreams, let's bring in the Empress. This is where it gets really exciting. The Empress is all about nurturing, abundance, and creation. And the Page of Wands can help you reignite that creative spark in your relationship. Maybe you've been so focused on the day-to-day stuff that you've forgotten how to have fun together, how to be spontaneous and playful. The Page of Wands is like, hey, let's shake things up. Let's try something new. Let's rediscover the joy and passion that brought us together in the first place. Remember, the Empress is also about sensuality and pleasure, and the Page of Wands can help you explore new ways to connect with each other physically and emotionally. It's like, let's try a new restaurant. Let's go dancing. Let's have a weekend getaway. You know. And how does this new energy help rebuild the relationship after that Five of Swords conflict? Well, let's bring in the Three of Pentacles. That's the collaboration and teamwork card. Maybe the Page of Wands is bringing a new project or goal that you can work on together. Something that excites you both and allows you to combine your skills and talents. It's like, hey, let's start a business. Let's renovate our house. Let's volunteer for a cause we care about. You know, this is a chance to create something beautiful and lasting together, something that will strengthen your bond and bring you closer. The Three of Pentacles is also about recognizing the value of each other's contributions, and the Page of Wands can help you appreciate each other's unique perspectives and ideas. It's like, hey, I never thought of it that way. That's a great idea. Let's try it. You know? Okay, so the Page of Wands, it's not just about new ideas, it's also about taking action. It's about turning those ideas into reality. It's like you can have all the brilliant ideas in the world, but if you don't do anything with them, they're just going to stay ideas, you know. So this card is urging you to be proactive, to be bold, to take that leap of faith and pursue your passions. It's about having the courage to step outside your comfort zone and try something new, even if it scares you a little bit. But okay, let's be real here. The Page of Wands can also be a little bit impulsive, you know. Like sometimes you can get so caught up in the excitement of a new idea that you don't really think things through. You know, it's like you see a shiny object and you're like, I gotta have it. And then you realize you don't really need it, or that it's not as great as you thought it would be. So it's important to temper that enthusiasm with a little bit of caution and practicality. Don't just jump into something without doing your research and considering the potential consequences. So, what does this all mean for your future spouse? Well, maybe this Page of Wands is a message from them, a sign that they're about to enter your life with a burst of energy and enthusiasm. Maybe they're going to come to you with a new idea or opportunity that will change everything. Or maybe this Page of Wands is a message to you, urging you to be more open to new experiences and to embrace your own passions. Maybe you need to take a chance on love, to step outside your comfort zone and put yourself out there. Remember that amber butterfly crystal? It's all about illumination, about what truly sparks joy and attraction for your future together. The Page of Wands is illuminating those sparks, showing you where to find the excitement and passion that you've been missing. What makes you feel alive? This Page of Wands might be whispering, what have you always wanted to try, but been too afraid to do? What makes you feel passionate and excited? What kind of adventures do you dream of? This card is urging you to listen to your heart and to follow your intuition. It's about trusting that the universe is guiding you towards your highest good and that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. You know, but it is like this card is all about potential, not guarantee. There is this element of risk, or perhaps the need to cultivate that spark so it doesn't go out. Also, keep in mind that sometimes the message is the messenger. Maybe the Page of Wands is someone in your life or someone you are about to meet. Maybe it's a younger person or someone with a youthful spirit. Someone who embodies that enthusiasm and passion. This person could be bringing that message or opportunity. So, the message isn't necessarily in what they say. It's in how they make you feel. Are they inspiring you? Are they encouraging you to pursue your dreams? Are they making you feel more alive? Or they may be young, perhaps much younger. Okay, so where do we go from here? This Page of Wands is so exciting, but it's also a little bit unpredictable. Will this new energy lead to a lasting connection, or will it fizzle out? Is this message to be heeded? Is there a warning here too? And if it is a message, is it one that is easy to hear, or one that is challenging? I am so curious to see what the next card is, because I feel like it will give us a better sense of whether this Page of Wands is a green light to move forward or a yellow light to proceed with caution. What happens next? Okay, deep breaths, here we go. After that Page of Wands, all that fire and potential. The next card is the Queen of Cups. Oh wow. Okay, so that's a big shift, right? We go from like fiery, enthusiastic energy to water. Like deep, emotional, intuitive water. So the Queen of Cups is all about, like, emotional maturity, compassion, intuition, and unconditional love, you know? It's like she's the ultimate empath. She can feel what other people are feeling. She's deeply connected to her own emotions, and she offers, like, unwavering support and understanding. But how does that connect with all that has happened? Well, let's think. We had that period of rest, right? The Four of Swords. And then the building, the Three of Pentacles. And then the abundance and nurturing of the Empress. The Devil, which threw a wrench in things, and then conflict, Five of Swords. So how does the Queen of Cups come in after that conflict? Maybe the Queen of Cups is the antidote to the Five of Swords, you know. Like after all that fighting and resentment, the Queen of Cups is coming in to offer healing and forgiveness. Maybe she represents the ability to see beyond the conflict, to understand where the other person is coming from, and to offer compassion instead of judgment. It's like she's saying, hey, I see your pain and I'm here for you. Let's find a way to heal this. Or maybe the Queen of Cups is a contrast to all of that fiery energy, all that enthusiasm. Maybe she is saying, hey, slow down a little bit. Think about your feelings, think about what you really want. Remember, the Page of Wands is all about new beginnings and opportunities, but it can also be a little impulsive. It is that spark. The Queen of Cups could be a reminder to, like, temper that enthusiasm with a little bit of emotional intelligence. Okay, so is this person bringing emotional depth to you? Are they evoking those feelings within you? Are they bringing it? Or are you called to be the Queen of Cups? Okay, lots to think about. And what about the Devil, that card of potential pitfalls? How does the Queen of Cups handle that? Well, maybe the Queen of Cups is able to see through the Devil's illusions, you know? Like, she's not easily fooled by appearances, she can sense when something is off, and she's able to offer a compassionate but firm boundary. It is like, I see you, I accept you. But I am not going to be manipulated by you. She's all about unconditional love, but that doesn't mean she's a pushover. Okay, so maybe your future spouse embodies these Queen of Cups qualities. Maybe they are deeply empathetic, intuitive, and compassionate. Maybe they have a calming presence that helps you feel safe and secure. Or, and this is interesting, maybe you are being called to embody these qualities, Maybe the universe is urging you to develop your own emotional intelligence and to become more compassionate and understanding. Because, think about it. The amber butterfly is about what truly sparks joy and attraction, and maybe, just maybe, what you think you want, the fiery page of wands, isn't actually what you need. Maybe you need someone who can offer you emotional support and stability, someone who can help you navigate the ups and downs of life with grace and compassion. The Queen of Cups is like, hey, love isn't just about passion and excitement. It's also about feeling safe, secure, and understood. Maybe your idea of passion needs to mature, to deepen. Maybe that is what truly illuminates everything. And think about the Four of Swords, that period of rest and reflection. Maybe the Queen of Cups is the result of that rest, Like, after taking time to heal and reconnect with yourself, you're now able to attract a partner who is emotionally mature and supportive. All of that resting might have allowed for a connection to your intuition. And now you can trust it. Or it allowed you to become that Queen of Cups. Okay, so if your future spouse is embodying these qualities, what might that look like in real life? Well, maybe they're a therapist or counselor, someone who is naturally drawn to helping others heal and grow. Or maybe they're an artist or musician, someone who expresses their emotions through creative outlets. Maybe they are just someone who is really good at listening, who makes you feel heard and understood, who is able to offer comfort and support without judgment. But here's a really interesting idea. What if the Queen of Cups is a test? What if the universe is sending you someone who seems to be emotionally mature and compassionate, but is actually using those qualities to manipulate you? Like a wolf in sheep's clothing, the shadow side of the Queen of Cups can be very manipulative. It is emotional blackmail. It is using tears or guilt to get what they want. So, how do you tell the difference between a genuine Queen of Cups and a manipulative one? Well, that's where your intuition comes in, If something feels off, trust your gut. If someone is constantly playing the victim or trying to guilt you into doing things you don't want to do, that's a red flag. Remember all that illumination. And going back to that Page of Wands energy, that enthusiasm and passion, it's important to remember that the Queen of Cups isn't necessarily boring. She's not all about, quiet evenings and gentle conversations. She can also be deeply sensual and passionate, but in a more grounded and emotionally connected way. It's not just about the physical attraction, it's about the emotional intimacy, the feeling of being truly seen and understood. It's not fireworks, it's a slow burn. And you know what? Maybe the Page of Wands is a part of the Queen. Maybe the Queen of Cups is also excited, enthusiastic, and ready for adventure. Now, there is still this problem of the Five of Swords, the conflict. So how does the Queen of Cups navigate the aftermath of that fight? Well, maybe she's the one who initiates the conversation, who says, hey, let's talk about what happened. I want to understand your perspective. Maybe she's able to create a safe space where you can both express your feelings without judgment. Or maybe she helps you see that the fight wasn't as bad as you thought, that it was just a misunderstanding. The thing is, I feel like the Queen of Cups is urging you to go deeper, to look beyond the surface level and to connect with your own emotions and intuition. It's about trusting yourself, trusting your feelings, and trusting that the universe is guiding you towards the right path. But maybe that path is full of deception. I think there is something about needing to be discerning. The amber butterfly illuminates, after all, and think about it. This whole reading is about emerging desires, right? And maybe your deepest desire is to feel truly loved and accepted for who you are, flaws and all. The Queen of Cups is all about unconditional love, about accepting yourself and others with compassion and understanding. Maybe this is about learning to love yourself, and then finding someone who reflects that love back to you, that illumination. So, to sum it all up, the Queen of Cups is bringing a powerful message of emotional maturity, compassion, and intuition. It's about healing the wounds of the past, embracing your own emotional intelligence, and attracting a partner who can offer you unwavering support and understanding. Or it is about becoming that person, learning how to bring that to a relationship. But there is still something nagging at me about those other cards. What is the real connection? How does all of this really fit together? I feel like there's a missing piece, a hidden layer that we haven't uncovered yet. And hopefully, the next card will help us reveal it, you know? Is this a warning? Is this a blessing? Is this about them or about you? I am on the edge of my seat to see what comes next. Okay, Amber Butterfly, wow, what a journey we've been on, huh? From that initial period of rest and reflection with the Four of Swords, all the way through the building and collaboration of the Three of Pentacles, the nurturing abundance of the Empress, facing our shadows with the Devil, navigating conflict with the Five of Swords, finding new inspiration with the Page of Wands, and tapping into our emotional depths with the Queen of Cups. It's been a roller coaster, right? But now we have the final piece of the puzzle, the card that brings it all together. And that card is the Four of Pentacles. Okay, so the Four of Pentacles. What does that even mean after everything else we've seen? Well, the Four of Pentacles is all about security, stability, and holding onto what you value. It's about protecting your resources, both tangible and intangible, and creating a sense of safety and control in your life. But I think, in your case, it's more about balance. Think about it. We just had the Queen of Cups, all that emotional openness, all that flowing, intuitive energy. And now we have the Four of Pentacles, which is kind of like the opposite, right? It's about holding on tight. So, is the universe telling you to, shut down your emotions and build a wall around your heart? Absolutely not. It's about finding a healthy balance between emotional openness and healthy boundaries. It's about being generous with your love and compassion, but also knowing when to protect your own energy and resources. Like, you can't pour from an empty cup, right? You need to make sure you're taking care of yourself, too. You know, you can't give it all away. But it's also a warning against being too rigid, you know? Don't become so focused on security that you're afraid to take risks or to open yourself up to new experiences. Don't become so attached to your possessions or your routines that you're unwilling to share them with others. Because that can lead to stagnation and isolation, and that's definitely not what you want, you know? You need to be open to sharing. What a waste if you hold it all in. Think about it like this. The Queen of Cups is like a flowing river, and the Four of Pentacles is like a dam. You need the river to flow freely, but you also need the dam to provide structure and stability. It's about finding that perfect balance where you're able to express your emotions openly and honestly, but also protect yourself from being overwhelmed or taken advantage of. This is about building healthy boundaries. And what about all that conflict we saw with the Five of Swords? Well, the Four of Pentacles is about learning from those past conflicts and creating a more secure and stable foundation for your relationship. It's about identifying the patterns that led to the conflict and putting safeguards in place to prevent them from happening again. Maybe it's about setting clear boundaries, or maybe it's about improving your communication skills. It's about taking proactive steps to protect your relationship from future harm. And especially think about the Devil. You broke free from chains. Don't put new ones on yourself. But it's also about releasing any fears or limiting beliefs that might be holding you back, you know? Maybe you're afraid of being hurt again, so you're holding back emotionally. Or maybe you're afraid of losing control, so you're trying to micromanage everything. The Four of Pentacles is urging you to confront those fears and to release them so that you can move forward with confidence and trust. You've seen the Devil. Secure that win. And how does this connect with the Page of Wands, that burst of inspiration and enthusiasm? Well, the Four of Pentacles is about grounding that inspiration, about turning those exciting ideas into concrete realities. It's about taking that spark of passion and building something solid and lasting from it. It's about being practical and realistic, but also staying true to your vision and your values. It's about building a secure foundation for your dreams to flourish. Make sure you take that spark and build a fireplace, not a wildfire. And what about the Empress, that nurturing, abundant energy? The Four of Pentacles is about protecting that abundance, about ensuring that it continues to flow into your life and your relationship. It's about being responsible with your resources, both tangible and intangible, and using them wisely to create a fulfilling and sustainable future. Because that abundance can get out of control if you aren't careful. You can hoard it, remember balance, and bringing in that Three of Pentacles, the collaboration and teamwork energy. The Four of Pentacles is about protecting that shared vision, about ensuring that you're both on the same page and working towards a common goal. It's about respecting each other's contributions and valuing each other's skills and talents. It's about building a strong and resilient partnership that can withstand any challenges that come your way. Make sure the vision you are building is secure. The Four of Pentacles can also be about building independence before building togetherness. This all comes back to that Four of Swords energy. Maybe you're not meant to just jump into a relationship, but create your own security. This is about feeling whole before partnering with someone else. So, what does all of this mean in practical terms? Well, it means setting clear boundaries in your relationship, both physical and emotional. It means communicating your needs and expectations openly and honestly. It means being responsible with your finances and building a secure financial future together. It means building trust and creating a safe and supportive environment where you can both thrive. One of the biggest challenges you might face is overcoming the fear of vulnerability, It's natural to want to protect yourself from being hurt, but if you're constantly holding back emotionally, you're never going to be able to experience the full depth of love and connection. So, it's important to find ways to open yourself up gradually, to share your fears and insecurities with your partner, and to trust that they will be there for you no matter what. You also need to balance your independence with intimacy, It's important to have your own interests and hobbies to maintain your own sense of self, but it's also important to make time for each other, to connect on a deep level, and to nurture your relationship. You need to find that sweet spot where you can both feel supported and loved without feeling smothered or controlled. The Four of Pentacles is saying, hey, you've come so far. You've learned so much. Now it's time to put those lessons into practice and build a love life that is both secure and fulfilling. It's about taking control of your own destiny and creating the kind of relationship that you truly deserve. Remember that amber butterfly crystal you chose at the beginning of this reading. It's all about illumination, about what truly sparks joy and attraction for your future together. The Four of Pentacles is about illuminating the path to a secure and stable love life, about finding the balance between emotional openness and healthy boundaries, and about building a foundation of trust and respect that will last a lifetime. You are illuminating your path. Secure it. Hold on to it. This reading. Hey there, friend. So you chose the Selenite tree pile, which is all about transformation, and that's so perfect because our theme is rooted growth. It's all about how shared experiences will shape and evolve your partnership. How cool is that? Okay, let's dive into these cards. I'm so excited. First up, we have the Queen of Swords, and oh my gosh, this card is all about intellectual clarity, honesty, and cutting through the BS, She's not afraid to speak her mind or make tough decisions. But it's not just about being harsh. It's about being honest with yourself and others, even when it's difficult. She sees things very clearly, very objectively. So, what does this mean for your future spouse? Well, it could mean a few things. First, it could mean that your future spouse is someone who is very intelligent, analytical, and independent. They might be a bit of a truth seeker, someone who values honesty and integrity above all else. They're probably super quick-witted and maybe even a little bit intimidating at first, Like someone who really challenges you to think critically and defend your beliefs, but in a good way, of course. Or, and this is just as likely, it could mean that you need to embody these qualities in your approach to love. Maybe you've been avoiding difficult conversations or ignoring red flags. The Queen of Swords is urging you to be honest with yourself about what you truly want and need in a relationship. Don't settle for anything less than you deserve. Think about it. Have you been, sugarcoating things to avoid conflict? Or maybe you've been afraid to voice your concerns because you don't want to rock the boat. This card is a reminder that clear communication and honest self-reflection are essential for building a strong and healthy relationship. It's time to, sharpen your mental sword and cut through any illusions or self-deceptions. You know what I mean? This could also mean that you need to be more discerning about who you let into your life. Not everyone has your best interests at heart, and the Queen of Swords is excellent at spotting those who are not genuine. Trust your intuition, and don't be afraid to distance yourself from people who drain your energy or bring you down. It's all about protecting your emotional well-being and creating space for healthy relationships to flourish. And honestly, sometimes the Queen of Swords can represent a need for some tough love with yourself. Are you holding yourself back with negative self-talk or limiting beliefs? It's time to challenge those thoughts and replace them with positive affirmations. Believe in yourself and know that you are worthy of love and happiness. Like, seriously worthy. Don't let anyone, including yourself, tell you otherwise. I'm also getting a sense that this queen is asking you to be really, really honest about your past relationships, too. Like, what worked? What didn't? What patterns are you repeating? Because, girl, we all have them. And what lessons have you learned? It's time to analyze your past experiences with a clear and objective eye so that you can create a better future for yourself. No dwelling, just learning. Oh, I'm also seeing that this card could represent a period of singlehood, but not in a bad way. Like, a period of intentional singledom where you focus on yourself and your own growth. This is a time to cultivate your independence, pursue your passions, and become the best version of yourself. You know, the kind of person who attracts healthy and fulfilling relationships. And it's not about being perfect, because nobody is. It's about being authentic and true to yourself. And that's what the Queen of Swords is all about. She's not trying to be someone she's not. She's confident in her own skin, and she's not afraid to be herself, even if it means going against the grain. So, embrace your unique qualities and let your true self shine. This card is definitely calling you to own your power and stand up for yourself. Don't be afraid to assert your boundaries and say no to things that don't align with your values. You deserve to be treated with respect, and you should never settle for anything less. It's also like highlighting the importance of, having your own interests and hobbies outside of your relationship. Don't lose yourself in your partner. Maintain your independence and continue to pursue your passions. This will not only make you a more well-rounded person, but it will also make you a more interesting and engaging partner. Also, this could be about being super clear about your intentions with dating. Are you looking for something serious, or are you just having fun? Be upfront and honest with potential partners so that you're both on the same page. No mixed signals, no games. Just clear and honest communication. Okay, I'm also seeing that this queen is asking you to be open to receiving feedback from others. Sometimes it's hard to see ourselves objectively, and we need someone else to point out our blind spots. Be willing to listen to constructive criticism and use it to grow and improve. But also filter it, because not all feedback is created equal. Alright, so that's the Queen of Swords. Phew, that was a lot. But it's all about clarity, honesty, and embracing your inner strength. Now, let's move on to the next card. Next up, we have the Knight of Pentacles, and this card is all about slow and steady progress, commitment, and hard work. He's not the flashiest knight in the deck, but he's reliable, dependable, and always gets the job done. He's the kind of person you can count on to be there for you, no matter what. He is super loyal. So, how does this relate to your future spouse? Well, it could mean that your future spouse is someone who is very grounded, practical, and responsible. They're not afraid of hard work, and they're always willing to put in the effort to achieve their goals. They might not be the most romantic person in the world, but they're incredibly loyal and committed. Or, and this is also very likely, it could mean that you need to embody these qualities in your approach to love. Maybe you've been rushing into relationships or expecting instant gratification. The Knight of Pentacles is urging you to be patient, persistent, and committed to the process. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither is a lasting relationship. Think about it. Have you been, jumping from one relationship to another without giving them a chance to develop? Or maybe you've been expecting your partner to magically solve all your problems. This card is a reminder that building a strong and healthy relationship takes time, effort, and commitment from both sides. I'm also getting a sense that this card is about being practical in your approach to love. Are you being realistic about your expectations? Are you looking for someone who is compatible with your lifestyle and values? Don't get caught up in fantasy or unrealistic ideals. Focus on finding someone who is a good match for you in the real world. It could also mean that you need to be more patient with yourself. Don't beat yourself up if you're not finding love right away. Trust the process and know that the right person will come along when the time is right. In the meantime, focus on building a strong foundation for your own life so that you're ready to welcome love when it arrives. Oh, and this is important. This card is also about valuing stability and security in a relationship. Are you looking for someone who can provide you with a sense of safety and security? Or are you drawn to people who are unstable or unreliable? The Knight of Pentacles is urging you to prioritize stability and find someone who is committed to building a long-term future with you. I'm also seeing that this card could represent a need to be more responsible with your finances. Are you in a good financial position to support a relationship? Are you being honest with yourself about your spending habits? The Knight of Pentacles is a reminder that financial stability is an important factor in building a lasting partnership. And you know what else? This Knight is asking you to be mindful of your health and well-being. Are you taking care of yourself physically, emotionally, and mentally? A healthy relationship starts with healthy individuals. Make sure you're prioritizing your own well-being so that you can bring your best self to the relationship. This could also be about taking practical steps to meet new people. Like, are you putting yourself out there? Are you joining clubs or activities that align with your interests? Are you using online dating apps? The Knight of Pentacles is a reminder that you have to take action to create the life you want. Also, I'm really feeling that you might need to reassess your priorities. Are you putting your career or other commitments ahead of your personal life? The Knight of Pentacles is urging you to find a balance between your work and your relationships. Don't let your career consume you to the point where you have no time or energy for love. And this might sound a little out there, but I'm also seeing that this card could represent a need to connect with nature. Spending time outdoors can be incredibly grounding and healing. It can also help you to clear your mind and gain perspective on your life. Take some time to appreciate the beauty of the natural world and let it inspire you. Okay, wow, I'm getting that this Knight is asking you to be present in the moment. Don't get so caught up in the future that you forget to enjoy the present. Savor the small moments, appreciate the people in your life, and be grateful for what you have. So yeah, that's the Knight of Pentacles. Slow and steady wins the race, right? Now let's see what the star has in store for us. I'm so excited. Okay, the star. Oh my gosh, this card is all about hope, healing, inspiration, and faith. It's like a beacon of light in the darkness, reminding you that even in the midst of difficult times, there is always hope for a better future. It's like the universe is saying, keep going, you're on the right path. So, what does this mean for your future spouse? Well, it could mean that your future spouse is someone who is very optimistic, hopeful, and inspiring. They might be someone who has overcome difficult challenges in their own life, and they use their experiences to help others. They're probably someone who has a strong sense of faith and believes in the power of love. Or, and you know I'm gonna say it, it could mean that you need to embody these qualities in your approach to love. Maybe you've been feeling discouraged or hopeless about finding love. The star is urging you to have faith in the process and believe that you are worthy of love and happiness. Think about it. Have you been, focusing on the negative aspects of your past relationships? Or maybe you've been letting your fears and insecurities hold you back. This card is a reminder that you have the power to create a brighter future for yourself. Don't let your past define you. I'm also getting a sense that this card is about healing from past wounds. Maybe you've been hurt in previous relationships, and you're still carrying that pain with you. The star is urging you to forgive yourself and others, and to release any resentment or bitterness that you may be holding onto. You deserve to be free from the past. It could also mean that you need to be more open to receiving love and support from others. Are you pushing people away because you're afraid of getting hurt? The star is a reminder that it's okay to be vulnerable and to let people in. You don't have to go through this journey alone. Oh, and this is important. This card is also about connecting with your intuition and trusting your inner guidance. Are you listening to your heart? Are you following your dreams? The The star is urging you to trust your instincts and to believe in your own inner wisdom. I'm also seeing that this card could represent a need to express your creativity and connect with your inner child. Are you doing things that bring you joy and make you feel alive? The star is a reminder that it's important to nurture your creative spirit and to have fun. Don't take life too seriously. And you know what else? This star is asking you to be grateful for the blessings in your life. Take time to appreciate the good things you have and don't take them for granted. Gratitude is a powerful magnet for attracting more positive experiences into your life. This could also be about setting intentions for the future. What do you want to manifest in your life? What kind of relationship do you want to create? The star is urging you to be clear about your desires and to focus your energy on bringing them into reality. Also, I'm really feeling that you might need to connect with your spirituality. Are you praying, meditating, or spending time in nature? Connecting with something bigger than yourself can bring you a sense of peace and purpose. It can also help you to feel more connected to the universe and to the flow of life. And this might sound a little woo-woo, but I'm also seeing that this card could represent a connection with your spirit guides or angels. Are you paying attention to the signs and synchronicities that are showing up in your life? Your guides are always there to support you, but you have to be open to receiving their messages. Okay, wow, I'm getting that this star is asking you to shine your light brightly. Don't be afraid to be yourself and to share your gifts with the world. You have something unique and valuable to offer, and the world needs your light. So, yeah, that's the star. Hope, healing, and inspiration all rolled into one beautiful card. Okay, so now what? We have the Queen of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Star. It's like you need to be clear about what you want and need. Queen of Swords, be patient and persistent in your pursuit of love, Knight of Pentacles. And have faith that everything will work out for the best, the Star. It's all about finding a balance between your head, your heart, and your spirit. So, the Selenite tree is all about transformation, so this journey will definitely change you, but for the better. So, this whole reading is about, how shared experiences will shape and evolve your partnership. And I'm seeing that, you're going to come into this relationship with a clear vision of what you want, the grounded commitment to make it work, and an unwavering hope for the future. This is so exciting. Okay, next up we have. Okay, so next up, drumroll please. We have the Lovers. Oh my gosh, this is huge. Okay, so the Lovers card, what can I say? It's like the quintessential relationship card, right? It's all about partnerships, choices, harmony, and big, big, big decisions. It's about aligning yourself with someone who really vibes with you, someone who gets you on a soul level. And it's also about making conscious choices about love and relationships, It's not just about, falling into something, it's about actively choosing it. So, how does this connect to everything we've already pulled? With the Queen of Swords, it's you need to be super clear and honest about what you're choosing. The Knight of Pentacles is are you choosing something stable and secure? And the Star is are you choosing something that aligns with your hopes and dreams? See how it all fits together. Okay, so the big thing with the Lovers is choices, plural. This isn't just about finding love, it's about choosing it every single day, It's about actively deciding to be with this person and to make the relationship work. It's not passive, it's active. So, what choices are you facing right now? Are you at a crossroads in your love life? Are you trying to decide whether to commit to someone or maybe whether to stay committed? This card is shining a spotlight on those choices, forcing you to really think about what you want and what you're willing to do to get it. There's also the possibility that you're choosing between different paths, right? Maybe you have multiple potential partners, or maybe you're trying to decide whether to prioritize your career or your love life. The Lovers is urging you to weigh your options carefully and to choose the path that feels most aligned with your true self. And you know what else? I'm also seeing that this card could represent a choice between, instant gratification and long-term fulfillment. Are you tempted to go for the quick and easy option, even if it's not really what you want in the long run? Or are you willing to put in the effort to build something lasting and meaningful? The Lovers is urging you to choose the latter, even if it's harder. It's you might have to, sacrifice some short-term pleasure for long-term happiness. So, this could definitely be like a make or break moment. Are you ready to choose love? Like, really choose it? Or are you gonna let fear or doubt hold you back? I'm also getting that this could be about choosing to love yourself first, before you can fully love someone else. Like, are you putting your own needs and desires first? Are you treating yourself with kindness and compassion? The Lovers is reminding you that you can't pour from an empty cup. You need to love yourself before you can truly love someone else. And honestly, that Queen of Swords energy we saw earlier, that's all about self-love too. It's about being honest with yourself about what you need and deserve. This card is also about choosing to see the best in others, even when it's difficult. Are you focusing on your partner's flaws, or are you appreciating their strengths? The Lovers is urging you to practice compassion and understanding, and to see your partner with loving eyes. Okay, but it's not just about choices. It's also about alignment, right? This card is all about finding someone who shares your values and beliefs, someone who's on the same page as you. It's about creating a relationship that's built on mutual respect, trust, and understanding. So, how does this play into the previous cards? Well, with the Queen of Swords, it's like you need to be aligned intellectually, right? You need to be able to have honest and open conversations with your partner, to challenge each other's ideas, and to grow together. The Knight of Pentacles is about being aligned practically, like, are you both working towards the same goals? Do you have similar lifestyles and financial values? And the Star is about being aligned spiritually. Do you share a similar sense of purpose and meaning in life? It's about finding someone who complements you, not completes you, you know? You're already a whole person on your own, but this person just makes you even better. I'm also seeing that this card could represent a need to align your actions with your words. Are you saying one thing and doing another? Are you being true to your values in your relationship? The Lovers is urging you to be authentic and genuine in your interactions with your partner. It's like, walk the talk, you know. And this alignment, it's not just about the big things, it's also about the little things, you know? Like, do you have similar senses of humor? Do you enjoy the same activities? Do you have compatible energy levels? These small things can make a big difference in the long run. It really can. The other part of the meaning to all of this is union, like duh, right? The Lovers is obviously about partnerships and coming together. But it's not just about any old partnership, it's about a soulmate connection, a deep and meaningful bond that transcends the physical realm. It's about finding someone who you feel like you've known forever, someone who just gets you on a level that no one else does. With the Selenite tree being about transformation, it's like this union has the power to completely transform your life. It's not just about finding someone to share your life with, it's about finding someone who inspires you to become the best version of yourself. I'm like, feeling this so strongly, this isn't just about romance, this is about finding your mirror soul. And I'm also getting a sense that this union is not just about the two of you, it's also about creating something bigger than yourselves. Are you both working towards a common goal? Are you using your relationship to make the world a better place? The Lovers is urging you to find a shared purpose and to use your love to create positive change. It's like you're not just a couple, you're a team, a force to be reckoned with. It's so exciting. It's also saying that, like, this union is a reflection of your inner world. Like, the qualities you admire in your partner are often qualities that you possess yourself. The Lovers is reminding you that you attract what you are, not what you want. So, if you want to attract a loving and supportive partner, you need to be loving and supportive to yourself first. You can't expect someone else to give you what you're not willing to give yourself. So true, but here's the thing, this doesn't have to be romantic. This could be a partnership that's deeply important to you, however. Don't get too caught up in the fairy tale, because the Lovers can also represent temptation or tests. It's not always smooth sailing, even with your soulmate, you know? This card can sometimes indicate that you're facing challenges in your relationship, or that you're being tempted to stray from your commitment. I'm not necessarily saying that someone is cheating, but there might be a challenge headed your way. This card is urging you to be honest with yourself and your partner about any issues that are arising, and to work together to overcome them. Communication is key, seriously. No sweeping things under the rug. And it's like, are you being tested in your faith? Are you starting to doubt the relationship, or your partner's feelings for you. The Lovers is reminding you to trust your intuition and to have faith that everything will work out for the best. I'm feeling that this test could be about your own insecurities. Are you projecting your fears onto your partner? Are you creating problems where there aren't any? The Lovers is urging you to address your own issues and to stop sabotaging the relationship. Like, that Queen of Swords energy could be coming back to bite you if you're not careful. Like, are you being too critical? Too analytical? Okay, so the Lovers. Choices, alignment, union, and maybe a little temptation thrown in there for good measure. This is a huge card, and it's definitely shaking things up. With all this, I just can't wait to see what's next. Okay, so like, deep breath. Next up, the High Priestess. Oh my gosh, okay, so like, after all that energy, this is interesting. The High Priestess is all about intuition, mystery, and the subconscious, you know? She's like the keeper of secrets, the one who knows what's really going on beneath the surface. She's not about, like, logical thinking or rational analysis. She's about feeling, sensing, and trusting your gut. So, like, how does that play into everything we've seen so far? Okay, with the Selenite tree being about transformation, the High Priestess is like, telling you that your transformation is going to come from within. It's not about changing yourself to fit someone else's idea of what you should be. It's about connecting with your own inner wisdom and intuition. Like, really tuning in. And with the Queen of Swords, it's like, you've already got the clarity and the honesty, but now you need to, like, balance that with your intuition, you know. It's not just about thinking things through logically, it's about feeling them through, too. Like, does this feel right? Does this resonate with my soul? That kind of thing. It could be that you are being called to trust what you know but don't yet have evidence for, you know? That feeling that something is off, but you're not quite sure what, the High Priestess is here to bring you the awareness. And then the Knight of Pentacles, the commitment. The High Priestess is like, are you truly committed to yourself? Are you honoring your own needs and desires? It's not just about being committed to a relationship, it's about being committed to your own growth and well-being. She's like, don't get so caught up in the practicalities of the relationship that you forget to listen to your inner voice. Like, is this relationship truly serving your highest good? Is it helping you to become the best version of yourself? And then the Star, all that hope and inspiration. The High Priestess is like, yeah, that's great, but don't just blindly follow your dreams. Use your intuition to guide you, to make sure you're on the right path. Like, are you being realistic about your expectations? Are you seeing things as they truly are, or are you just projecting your hopes and fantasies onto the situation? And then finally, the Lovers, all those choices. The High Priestess is like, okay, you've got some big decisions to make, but don't just make them with your head. Make them with your heart, with your soul, with your intuition. She's saying that you need to go within to find the answers. Like, seriously, this is huge. Like, the High Priestess is all about tapping into your subconscious mind, accessing the knowledge and wisdom that's already within you. It's about going beyond the surface level and diving deep into your own inner world. And she doesn't mean just, like, journaling for 5 minutes, she means really doing the work. So how will you access that knowledge and wisdom? She's like whispering that meditation, dream work, or even just spending time in nature can help you to connect with your intuition. It's about creating space for yourself to listen to your inner voice without the distractions of the outside world. The High Priestess is reminding you that you already have all the answers you need inside of you. You just need to learn how to access them. It's all about self-trust, and that might mean, like, seriously limiting the amount of opinions you take from outside sources. I'm also getting that this card could represent secrets, hidden truths, and things that are not yet revealed. Like, there might be something going on in your relationship that you're not fully aware of. The High Priestess is urging you to pay attention to the subtle clues, the little hints that something is not quite right. Trust your intuition, even if you can't explain why you feel the way you do. Like, has your partner been acting differently lately? Are they being less communicative or more distant? Are you picking up on any strange vibes? The High Priestess is telling you to investigate further. It's not about being paranoid or suspicious, it's about being discerning and aware. It's also possible that you're keeping secrets from yourself, you know? Like, Maybe you're not being honest with yourself about your own feelings or desires. The High Priestess is urging you to confront your own shadow side, the parts of yourself that you're afraid to acknowledge. It's about being willing to look at the truth, even if it's uncomfortable. She wants you to know that the answers are there, you just need to be willing to see them. And with the Lover's card sitting right beside her. It's like those secrets could be about the relationship itself. Are there things that need to be brought to light? Are there unspoken truths that are creating tension? The High Priestess is urging you to have an open and honest conversation with your partner, to clear the air and create a space for intimacy and understanding. But it's not just about uncovering secrets, it's also about protecting your own energy. The High Priestess is a guardian of sacred knowledge, and she's reminding you to be careful about who you share your innermost thoughts and feelings with. Not everyone is worthy of your trust. Be discerning about who you let into your inner circle. You are on the right path to finding love. It doesn't mean everyone you meet along the path is someone you should trust. And it's not just about protecting yourself from others, it's also about protecting yourself from your own negative thoughts and emotions. The High Priestess is urging you to be mindful of your self-talk, to replace negative thoughts with positive affirmations. Believe in yourself and know that you are worthy of love and happiness. She's also emphasizing the importance of trusting your intuition when it comes to relationships. Like, are you ignoring red flags because you're afraid of being alone? Are you settling for less than you deserve because you don't think you can do better? The High Priestess is urging you to listen to your gut, to trust your instincts, and to walk away from any situation that doesn't feel right. Like, seriously, this is a big one. So with the Knight of Pentacles in the mix, are you staying in something because it feels safe, even though your gut is screaming at you to leave? It's time to listen. She might be calling you to something greater. And this isn't just about romantic relationships, it's also about friendships and family relationships. Are there people in your life who are draining your energy or bringing you down? The High Priestess is urging you to distance yourself from those people, to create space for healthy relationships to flourish. Sometimes that means family, and that is okay. She knows what is best for you. She may even be calling you into a period of solitude. It's a time to recharge, reflect, and reconnect with yourself. This is not a bad thing. It's a time to cultivate your inner wisdom, to develop your intuition, and to prepare yourself for the next chapter of your life. And with that Selena tree energy, it's like this solitude is essential for your transformation. It's a time to shed old beliefs and patterns, to embrace your true self, and to step into your power. Don't be afraid to be alone. Embrace the silence and listen to the whispers of your soul. It's like the universe is giving you a chance to reset, to realign, and to prepare for something amazing. And with the stars still shining bright, it's like this solitude is not a punishment, it's a gift. It's a time to heal, to grow, and to connect with your own inner light. Trust that everything is happening for your highest good, even if you can't see it right now. The High Priestess is reminding you that you are exactly where you need to be, and that everything is unfolding perfectly. So, embrace the mystery, trust your intuition, and know that you are guided and protected every step of the way. But what if you're not listening? What if you're ignoring your intuition and making choices based on fear or insecurity? The High Priestess is like, warning you that this could lead to disappointment and heartbreak. It's like you might end up in a relationship that's not right for you, or you might miss out on an opportunity that could have changed your life. She is nudging you to be honest with yourself. It's so important to, pay attention to the signs and synchronicities that are showing up in your life. The universe is always trying to communicate with you, but you have to be open to receiving the messages. Are you seeing repeating numbers? Are you having vivid dreams? Are you getting a strong feeling about something? The High Priestess is urging you to pay attention to these signs and to trust that they are leading you in the right direction. And it's not just about the big things, it's also about the little things. Like, are you feeling drawn to a certain person or place? Are you getting a strong feeling that you should do something? The High Priestess is urging you to follow your intuition, even if it doesn't make sense logically. Your intuition is always guiding you towards your highest good. Okay, but what if you're scared to trust your intuition? What if you've been burned in the past and you're afraid of getting hurt again? The High Priestess is like acknowledging that it's okay to be scared, but don't let fear hold you back. Trust that you are strong enough to handle whatever comes your way. You've got that Queen of Swords energy, remember? You can cut through any BS. You can handle anything. The High Priestess is reminding you that you are a powerful and capable being, and that you have the strength to create the life you desire. And with the Selenite tree energy, it's like this is all part of your transformation. It's about learning to trust yourself, to believe in yourself, and to step into your power. The High Priestess is urging you to embrace the journey, to embrace the mystery, and to trust that everything is unfolding perfectly. So, with all of this in mind, what happens next? Okay. So after all that intuitive, mysterious energy of the High Priestess, we pull strength. Oh my gosh, this is like the perfect follow-up, you know? Like the High Priestess shows you where to look within, and strength is like showing you what you'll find when you do. So like strength, right? We're not talking about physical strength here, although that can definitely be part of it. We're talking about inner strength, courage, compassion, resilience. It's about taming your inner beast, finding your own power, and facing your fears with grace and confidence. And honestly, after all that High Priestess energy about secrets and intuition, you're gonna need it. So, like, what does strength mean in the context of this whole reading, right? We've got the Selenite tree, all about transformation, the Queen of Swords with her clarity, the Knight of Pentacles commitment, the Star's hope, the Lover's choices, and the High Priestess intuition. It's like this strength card is the key to actually using all of those energies. It's like you've got all the pieces, now you just need the strength to put them together. I'm getting that this card is about like overcoming your fears and self-doubt. Like, what are you afraid of? What's holding you back from finding real love? Are you afraid of getting hurt? Are you afraid of not being good enough? Are you afraid of being vulnerable? Strength is urging you to face those fears head-on. It's like acknowledging them, understanding them, and then choosing to move forward anyway. And it's not about like pretending you're not scared, because that's not realistic. It's about being brave in spite of your fear. It's about saying, yeah, I'm terrified, but I'm not gonna let that stop me. Like seriously, that's what this is all about. You know, and with that Queen of Swords energy, you've already got the clarity to see what those fears are. You've already got the honesty to admit them to yourself. Now you just need the strength to do something about them. This card is also about having compassion for yourself, you know? Like, it's okay to be scared. It's okay to have doubts. You're human. Strength isn't about being perfect. It's about being kind to yourself, even when you're struggling. It's about treating yourself with the same love and understanding that you would offer to a friend. Like, seriously, how often do you beat yourself up over mistakes? How often do you criticize yourself for not being good enough? Strength is urging you to stop that. To replace those negative thoughts with positive affirmations. To believe in yourself, even when you don't feel like it. And that's the transformation, isn't it? That Selenite tree energy? It's about transforming your relationship with yourself. Okay, but it's not just about being strong for yourself, it's also about being strong for others, you know. This card is about having compassion for others too. It's about understanding that everyone is struggling with their own fears and insecurities. It's about offering them kindness and support, even when they're being difficult. It's like, remember that High Priestess energy about secrets. Maybe your future spouse is dealing with something that they're not telling you about. Maybe they're scared to be vulnerable. Strength is urging you to be patient and understanding, to create a safe space for them to open up. And that doesn't mean, like, letting them walk all over you. It means setting healthy boundaries, communicating your needs clearly, and standing up for yourself when necessary. But it also means doing it with compassion and understanding, you know. It's about finding that balance between strength and gentleness. It's about finding your own inner peace, right? Think about the image on the classic strength card, right? The woman calmly stroking the lion. She's not fighting it, she's not trying to control it, she's just connecting with it. She's recognizing the power within the beast, but she's also recognizing its vulnerability. And she's treating it with love and respect. That's what true strength is all about. Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting, right? Because we have the Lover's card in the mix too, and the High Priestess is hinting at secrets. So, like, how does strength play into all of that? Well, I'm getting that this card is about being resilient in your relationships. It's about being able to weather the storms, to overcome challenges, and to come out stronger on the other side. Because, let's be real, relationships aren't always easy, right? There are gonna be disagreements, there are gonna be misunderstandings, and there are gonna be times when you just wanna throw in the towel. But strength is urging you to persevere. To work through those challenges, to communicate openly and honestly, and to never give up on love. And, okay, with the High Priestess energy about secrets, this is huge, because strength is about facing those secrets head-on. It's about having the courage to ask the tough questions, to confront the difficult truths, and to work through any issues that are undermining the relationship. But it's also about doing it with compassion and understanding, you know? It's about remembering that everyone makes mistakes and that forgiveness is essential for a healthy relationship. It's also about knowing when to walk away, right? Strength isn't about staying in a relationship that's toxic or abusive. It's about having the courage to choose yourself, to prioritize your own well-being, and to walk away from anything that's not serving your highest good. Like that Queen of Swords energy, it's about cutting through the BS. It's about being honest with yourself about what you need and deserve. And strength is about having the courage to ACT on that honesty. To stand up for yourself, to assert your boundaries, and to create a life that's aligned with your values. And you know what else? I'm also seeing that this card is about taming your own inner beast, you know? Like, we all have a shadow side, a part of ourselves that we don't like to acknowledge. It's the part that's jealous or angry or insecure or whatever. But strength is urging you to embrace that shadow side, to integrate it into your whole self. Because that shadow side has a lot of power, you know? It's where your passion comes from, it's where your creativity comes from, it's where your drive comes from. But if you don't acknowledge it, if you try to suppress it, it's gonna come out in unhealthy ways. It's gonna manifest as anger or resentment or self-sabotage. Strength is about learning to control that inner beast, to channel its energy in a positive direction. It's about using your passion to fuel your dreams, your creativity to solve problems, and your drive to achieve your goals. It's about becoming a whole, integrated person with all your light and all your shadow. This really connects to that Selenite tree transformation thing. I'm also getting that this card is about taking care of yourself, you know? Like, you can't be strong for others if you're not strong for yourself. It's about prioritizing your physical, emotional, and mental well-being. It's about eating healthy, exercising regularly, getting enough sleep, and taking time to relax and recharge. It's also about setting boundaries, saying no to things that drain your energy, and surrounding yourself with supportive people. It's about creating a life that nourishes your soul and allows you to thrive. And with that Knight of Pentacles energy, it's about making a commitment to that self-care. It's not just a one-time thing, it's a daily practice. Okay, so how can you actually embody this strength energy in your life right now? Well, I'm getting that it's about starting small. It's about choosing one thing that you're afraid of and then taking a small step towards overcoming that fear. It's about being kind to yourself, even when you're struggling. It's about celebrating your successes, no matter how small they may seem. It's also about finding a mentor or a role model, someone who embodies the qualities of strength that you admire. It's about surrounding yourself with people who believe in you and support your dreams. It's about reading books, listening to podcasts, or taking courses that inspire you and empower you. It's about constantly learning and growing. And it's about remembering that you are stronger than you think you are. You've already overcome so much in your life. You've already faced so many challenges. You have the inner resources to handle anything that comes your way. You just need to believe in yourself. So, yeah, that's strength. Inner power, courage, compassion, and resilience. It's about taming your inner beast, finding your own power, and facing your fears with grace and confidence. And after all this, after the High Priestess and the Lovers, you are going to need it. And I'm so excited to see how this all plays out in your life. Okay, one more card to go. Okay, so after all of that, we pull the Hanged Man. Whoa. Okay, so like the Hanged Man, right? This card is all about, like, surrender, sacrifice, and seeing things from a totally different perspective. It's about, like, pausing, letting go, and trusting that the universe has a plan, even if you can't see it right now. Okay, so immediately I'm thinking about how this kinda clashes with some of the other cards we've pulled, right? Like, the Queen of Swords is all about, taking charge and being decisive, and the Knight of Pentacles is all about, steady progress and hard work. But the Hanged Man is like, hold up, maybe you need to, chill out for a sec and see things from a new angle. It's about releasing control, which can be so hard, especially for someone with that Queen of Swords energy. But it's also about trusting that, sometimes the best thing you can do is just surrender to the flow. So what does that mean for your future spouse? Well, it could mean a couple of things. Maybe your future spouse is someone who's going to challenge you to let go of your need to control everything. Maybe they're going to teach you the importance of surrender and faith. Or it could mean that you need to embody these qualities yourself, maybe you've been trying too hard to force things to happen, and you need to just, relax and let things unfold naturally. I'm also getting a sense that this card is about sacrifice. Maybe you're going to have to make some sacrifices for the sake of love. Maybe you're going to have to give up something that's important to you in order to be with this person. Or maybe you're going to have to sacrifice your own ego or pride in order to make the relationship work. And sacrifice doesn't mean giving up who you are, but it means that you might need to put their needs first sometimes, especially when you've been somebody who's always been so independent. This isn't a bad thing, but it's definitely something that you need to be aware of. And it's not necessarily about making huge, dramatic sacrifices, It could be about making small, everyday sacrifices, like compromising on your weekend plans or being willing to listen to your partner's perspective, even when you don't agree with them. It's about putting the relationship first and being willing to make small adjustments in your own life to accommodate your partner. And girl, with the Lovers card we pulled, this sacrifice thing is huge. Because the Lovers is all about choices, and sometimes those choices involve making sacrifices. It's about choosing love, even when it's hard, even when it requires you to give up something that you want. It's about prioritizing the relationship above your own individual desires. It's about making a conscious decision to put the other person's needs first. But here's the thing, right? The Hanged Man isn't just about sacrifice, it's also about perspective. It's about seeing things from a different angle, about challenging your own assumptions and beliefs. It's about being willing to look at the world in a new way, even if it's uncomfortable. And that Selenite tree energy, that's all about transformation. And transformation often requires us to shift our perspective, to let go of old ways of thinking, and to embrace new possibilities. With the High Priestess card, you're going to need to trust your intuition to guide you through this. You're going to need to listen to that inner voice, even if it's telling you something that you don't want to hear. You're going to need to trust that the universe has a plan for you, even if you can't see it right now. Maybe you've always had a certain idea about what your ideal relationship looks like. Maybe you've always imagined yourself with a certain type of person. The Hanged Man is challenging you to let go of those preconceived notions, to open yourself up to new possibilities, and to be willing to consider relationships that you might have previously dismissed. It's about being open to the unexpected, to the surprising, and to the unconventional. It's about trusting that the universe knows what you need, even if it's not what you think you want. You may have to redefine everything that you thought you knew about finding love, and it could all turn on its head. That's okay, though, because you're going to come out of this stronger than ever. And it's not just about romantic relationships, right? It could also be about your relationship with yourself. Maybe you've been holding onto some negative beliefs about yourself, some limiting thoughts that are holding you back from achieving your full potential. The Hanged Man is challenging you to let go of those beliefs, to see yourself in a new light, and to embrace your own unique gifts and talents. It's about recognizing your own worth, your own value, and your own potential. It's about loving yourself unconditionally, even with all your flaws and imperfections. That Strength card will really come in handy here, because it's going to give you the courage to face your own inner demons, to challenge your own limiting beliefs, and to step into your own power. You'll need it to face the perspective change. Okay, but how do you actually do that, right? How do you actually embody the energy of the Hanged Man? How do you surrender, sacrifice, and shift your perspective? Well, I'm getting that it starts with awareness. It starts with recognizing where you're holding on too tightly, where you're trying to control things that are beyond your control, and where you're clinging to old beliefs that are no longer serving you. It's about paying attention to your own thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, and noticing when you're resisting the flow of life. And that high priestess energy, that's all about intuition. It's about tapping into your inner wisdom and trusting your gut feelings. It's about paying attention to the subtle clues and signals that the universe is sending you. It's about listening to that still, small voice inside of you that knows what's best for you, and you have that to help guide you. Once you're aware of where you're holding on, then you can start to practice letting go. This could involve meditation, journaling, or simply spending time in nature. It could involve talking to a therapist or a trusted friend. It could involve taking a break from your usual routine and trying something new. The key is to find practices that help you to relax, to release, and to surrender to the present moment. It's about trusting that everything is happening for a reason, even if you can't see it right now. It's about having faith that the universe has your back and that you're being guided towards your highest good. And with that star card we pulled earlier, that's all about hope and faith. It's about believing in the power of the universe to heal and transform your life. It's about trusting that everything will work out for the best, even when things seem dark and uncertain. It's about having the courage to keep going, even when you feel like giving up. It also means taking care of yourself. It could be a very physically taxing card, and you need to be ready for that. The Selenite tree is about self-care and nurturing yourself so that you can grow into the strong person you're meant to be. All those little daily tasks that you might let slide when things get busy, don't. The High Priestess wants you to check in with yourself frequently and make sure that you're doing okay, and Strength is there to make sure that you can. Okay, and after all of this, I'm seriously excited because this is the last card we're pulling. I'm feeling that whatever card is coming next, it's going to be the culmination of everything we've talked about so far. It's going to be the final piece of the puzzle, the answer to all your questions, the key to unlocking your future. I can't wait to see what it is. Okay, so deep breaths, right? We have gone on a journey with these cards. From figuring out what you needed to diving deep into all the things it will take to find this union. After all of that introspection and all of that energy and all of that amazingness, we pull the Eight of Wands. Woo! Oh my gosh, friend, I am so excited about this. Seriously. Okay, so the Eight of Wands, right? What is it all about? Well, it's all about action, movement, speed, things happening quickly, sometimes even faster than you expect. It's like the universe is finally saying, okay, you're ready, let's do this. This isn't some slow, gradual process we're talking about anymore. This is bam, things are happening. Opportunities are flying at you left and right. It's like a flurry of activity, a whirlwind of excitement. And it can be a little overwhelming, honestly, but in the best way possible. It's about things falling into place, finally. After all the work you've been doing on yourself, after all the introspection and the healing, after all the choices you've been making. Things are finally starting to click. The universe is aligning, and everything is coming together in perfect harmony. This could mean a lot of things, right? It could mean that you're about to meet someone new, and it's going to be a whirlwind romance. It could mean that you're about to receive some exciting news about your love life. Or it could mean that you're about to embark on a new adventure with your partner. Whatever it is, it's going to be fast. It's going to be intense, and it's going to be amazing. Get ready. But here's the thing, right? The Eight of Wands isn't just about things happening quickly, it's also about direction. It's about having a clear sense of where you're going and what you want. It's about aligning your actions with your intentions. So, how does this connect to everything we've already talked about? I mean, we pulled so many amazing cards. It's all connected. Okay, so remember the Queen of Swords? All about clarity and honesty? Well, with the Eight of Wands in the mix, that clarity is going to be essential. Because when things are moving quickly, you need to be able to make decisions fast. You need to be able to cut through the BS and see things as they truly are. You can make those tough calls without fear. That Queen of Swords energy is going to help you stay focused, stay grounded, and stay true to yourself, even when things are getting crazy. It's all about knowing what you want and going for it without hesitation. being able to make those quick decisions. And what about the Knight of Pentacles? All about commitment and hard work. Well, that commitment is going to pay off big time with the Eight of Wands. Because when you're committed to something, you're willing to put in the effort, even when things are moving fast. That Knight of Pentacles energy is going to help you stay the course, to stay focused on your goals, and to keep working towards your dreams, even when it feels like everything is happening at once. You've built up the momentum to get to where you need to be. And the Star, all about hope and inspiration. That hope is going to fuel the fire with the Eight of Wands. Because when you believe in something, you're more likely to take action, even when things are scary. That Star energy is going to help you stay positive, stay optimistic, and stay inspired, even when things are challenging. It's about knowing that everything is going to work out for the best, and trusting that the universe has your back. You have the power to manifest this. And the Lovers. All about choices and alignment. Those choices are going to propel you forward with the Eight of Wands. Because when you make a conscious decision to choose love, you're setting the wheels in motion for something amazing to happen. That Lover's energy is going to help you stay true to your values, to stay aligned with your soul, and to create a relationship that's built on mutual respect, trust, and understanding. This card is all about making sure that you are making the right choices and not rushing into anything without thinking. And the High Priestess, all about intuition and mystery. That intuition is going to guide you through the whirlwind with the Eight of Wands. Because when you trust your gut feelings, you're more likely to make the right decisions, even when things are unclear. That High Priestess energy is going to help you stay connected to your inner wisdom, to trust your instincts, and to listen to that still, small voice inside of you that knows what's best. That intuition will accelerate your relationship decisions. And Strength, all about inner power and courage. That strength is going to help you handle the intensity of the Eight of Wands. Because when you're strong on the inside, you're able to face any challenge with grace and confidence. That Strength energy is going to help you stay grounded, stay centered, and stay true to yourself, even when things are getting crazy. This card is a guide to keeping your head in those intense situations. And even the Hanged Man, all about surrender and sacrifice. That surrender is going to open doors for you with the Eight of Wands. Because when you let go of control, you're allowing the universe to work its magic. That Hanged Man energy is going to help you trust the timing of things, to release your need to force things to happen, and to allow the universe to guide you towards your highest good. That little bit of sacrifice will be nothing in comparison to the results. See how it all connects. It's all about being ready, being open, and trusting the flow. You've done the work, you've learned the lessons, and now it's time to let the universe do its thing. So, what can you actually do to prepare for this whirlwind of activity? Well, first of all, you need to get clear on your intentions. What do you want to create in your love life? What kind of relationship do you want to manifest? Get specific, write it down, visualize it, feel it. Get those intentions out into the universe. Next, you need to declutter your life. Get rid of anything that's holding you back, anything that's draining your energy, and anything that's not serving your highest good. This could be physical clutter, emotional clutter, or even mental clutter. Clear the space for new opportunities to come into your life. Then, you need to practice self-care. Take care of your body, your mind, and your spirit. Eat healthy, exercise regularly, get enough sleep, and take time to relax and recharge. You need to be in top condition to handle the intensity of the Eight of Wands. The Selenite tree is there for transformation and self-care. Also, be open to new experiences. Say yes to things that scare you. Step outside of your comfort zone. Try new things, meet new people. You never know where you're going to find love. And finally, trust the timing of things. Don't try to force anything to happen. Just relax, surrender, and let the universe guide you. Everything is unfolding perfectly, even if you can't see it right now. So get ready, friend, because things are about to get wild. The Eight of Wands is here to shake things up, to bring excitement and adventure into your love life, and to help you create the relationship of your dreams. You are ready for this. You are worthy of this, and you are capable of handling anything that comes your way. Trust yourself. Trust the universe. And trust that everything is unfolding perfectly. This selenite tree crystal you chose is all about transformation, and this is it. This is the transformation you've been waiting for. Embrace it, enjoy it, and get ready for the ride of your life. Okay, rose quartz lovers. So this rock crystal is all about grounding, right? Which is perfect because we are diving into the foundations of your future love. We're asking, what core values are going to build this lasting connection for you? So let's get right into these cards. First up, we have the moon and oh my gosh, the Ten of Swords and then the Tower. Okay, buckle up because this is a ride. But honestly, I'm so excited because even though there's some heavy stuff here, I see so much potential for real, lasting love. Okay, so let's start with the moon. What is the moon telling us about the foundations of this future relationship? Well, the moon is all about, illusions, secrets, things that are hidden, It can also represent, anxieties and fears that are lurking beneath the surface. So, right off the bat, I'm feeling like there might be something that's not quite what it seems when it comes to the initial stages of this connection. Maybe you're not seeing the whole picture, or maybe, one or both of you are, not being totally upfront about something. It could be something small, or it could be something bigger, but the key here is that there's a veil of illusion that needs to be lifted. And with the rose quartz, it's this isn't necessarily a bad thing, okay? The moon isn't always negative. It's just asking you to be aware, to trust your intuition, and to really, really look beneath the surface. Because true love, true foundations, can't be built on, secrets or half-truths, right? So what could this look like in real life? Well, maybe you meet someone and they seem absolutely perfect. Too good to be true, right? And the moon is saying, pump the brakes a little bit. Don't just jump in head first. Take your time, ask questions, and really get to know them, Or maybe you're the one who's, holding back a little bit. Maybe you're afraid to be fully vulnerable or to share something about yourself because you're scared of how they might react. The moon here is, nudging you to be brave, to be honest, to be authentic. Because the more you can bring your true self to the table, the stronger the foundation you're going to build. And it's interesting because with the theme of core values, the moon could also be highlighting a potential clash in values that's not immediately obvious. Maybe you have different ideas about, commitment or, family, or even just, what a healthy relationship looks like. These things might not be apparent at first, but they can definitely cause problems down the road if they're not addressed. So, the moon is urging you to, really explore these values and make sure you're on the same page. Or at least willing to compromise, And also, because this is a future spouse reading, I'm wondering if the moon could also represent, past relationships, or, unresolved issues that are kind of casting a shadow on this new connection. Maybe one of you is still carrying baggage from a previous relationship, and it's affecting how you see each other or how you're interacting. Again, it's not necessarily a deal breaker, but it's something to be aware of and to address, Communication is key, always, but especially here, with the moon. It's all about shining a light on what's hidden so you can move forward with clarity and honesty. Remember that rose quartz grounding. Don't let those anxieties take over. Ground yourself with love and compassion. Okay, so the moon, right? All about the hidden stuff. Then we get the Ten of Swords. Yikes, talk about a dramatic ending. Okay, so this card is the ultimate ouch, right? It represents a painful ending, a betrayal, a feeling of being completely defeated. It's the illusion that the moon was talking about has now been shattered, and you're left with, the harsh reality. So, how does this play into your future relationship? Well, it could mean a couple of different things. One possibility is that this relationship starts off with some major challenges. Maybe there's a big argument early on, or maybe there's, a betrayal of trust that really rocks the boat. It could even be something completely unexpected, like a sudden illness or a job loss that puts a lot of strain on the relationship. The Ten of Swords is saying that, whatever it is, it's going to be painful and it's going to feel like a major setback. But, and this is a big but, it's not necessarily the end of the road. It could also mean that, you're bringing old baggage into this relationship, and it's finally coming to a head. Maybe you've been avoiding dealing with certain issues for a long time, and now they're, exploding in your face. This can be incredibly painful, but it can also be incredibly liberating because it forces you to confront those issues and to finally let them go. And honestly, sometimes a painful ending is exactly what you need to clear the way for something new and better. Think of it like, clearing out a garden bed before you plant new seeds. You have to get rid of all the weeds and the dead plants before anything new can grow, right? The Ten of Swords is like the weeding process. It's painful, it's messy, but it's necessary. And with the rose quartz energy, it's like, even though this is a difficult time, it's also an opportunity for growth and healing. It's a chance to learn from your mistakes, to forgive yourself and others, and to move forward with a stronger sense of self. It could also mean that the relationship itself needs to end. Now, I know that's not what you want to hear in a future spouse reading, but sometimes, the universe has other plans. If the foundation of the relationship is built on, like, lies or unhealthy patterns, the Ten of Swords might be saying that it's time to cut your losses and move on. It doesn't mean you won't find love again. It just means that this particular relationship isn't the right one for you. And honestly, sometimes the most loving thing you can do is to let go of something that's not serving you. It frees you both up to find partners who are truly compatible and who can support your growth. Remember, you deserve a relationship that's built on honesty, trust, and mutual respect. And if this relationship isn't providing that, it's okay to walk away. But even if the relationship does end, the Ten of Swords can still be a valuable lesson. It can teach you what you don't want in a partner, what your boundaries are, and what you need to feel safe and secure in a relationship. So don't see it as a failure. See it as an opportunity to learn and grow and to become even more clear about what you're looking for. And don't forget to lean on your support system during this time. Talk to your friends, your family, your therapist, whoever you need to talk to. Don't try to go through this alone. You deserve to be supported and loved, especially when you're going through a difficult time. Okay, deep breath. That was a lot. But now we get to the Tower, which, honestly, after the Moon and the Ten of Swords, might seem like the worst card you could possibly get. But trust me, it's not. The Tower is all about sudden change, upheaval, and destruction. It's like everything you thought you knew is suddenly turned upside down. But here's the thing. The Tower is also about liberation and truth. It's about breaking down old structures that are no longer serving you so you can build something new and better in their place. So, how does the Tower play into the foundations of your future relationship? Well, it means that whatever happens with the Moon and the Ten of Swords, whether it's a big argument or a complete ending, it's going to lead to a major shift in perspective. It's going to force you to reevaluate what you thought you knew about love, about relationships, and about yourself. Maybe you realize that you've been settling for less than you deserve. Or maybe you realize that you've been holding on to old patterns that are keeping you from finding true happiness. Whatever it is, the Tower is going to shake things up and force you to see things in a new light. And honestly, this can be incredibly scary, but it can also be incredibly liberating. Because once you let go of those old structures, you're free to create something that's truly authentic and aligned with your values. And that's where the rose quartz comes in. Because even though the Tower can feel chaotic and destructive, it's also an opportunity to build a relationship that's grounded in love, compassion, and truth. It's a chance to create a foundation that's strong and resilient, and that can withstand whatever challenges come your way. So, what does this look like in practice? Well, maybe after that big argument or that painful ending, you decide to go to therapy together. Or maybe you decide to take a break from the relationship to focus on your own personal growth. Or maybe you decide to completely redefine the terms of your relationship to make it more aligned with your values. Whatever you do, the Tower is urging you to be radical, to be honest, and to be willing to challenge the status quo. Don't be afraid to break the rules and to create a relationship that's truly unique and that works for both of you. And remember, the most important thing is to be true to yourself and to each other. Don't try to be someone you're not or to fit into a mold that doesn't feel right. Be authentic, be vulnerable, and be willing to show up as your true selves. That's the only way to build a lasting foundation of love and trust. The Tower can also represent a sudden and unexpected change in circumstances that forces you to rely on each other. maybe one of you loses your job, or maybe there's a family emergency that requires you to move to a different city. Whatever it is, the Tower is saying that you're going to have to face this challenge together. And in doing so, you're going to discover a new level of strength and resilience in your relationship. It's like the crisis becomes an opportunity to bond and to create a deeper connection. And it also forces you to clarify your core values and to make sure you're on the same page about what's truly important. So, even though the Tower can be scary, it's also a powerful catalyst for growth and transformation. It's an opportunity to break down old patterns, to build a stronger foundation, and to create a relationship that's truly aligned with your values. Embrace the change, be open to new possibilities, and trust that you have the strength to weather any storm. Okay, so after all that, the Moon, the Ten of Swords, the Tower, we pull Justice. Okay, so justice, right, is all about fairness, balance, truth, karma, consequences, like everything being brought into alignment. So after all the hidden stuff, the painful ending, and the major upheaval, justice is here to say, like, okay, let's look at what really happened and make sure everything is fair and balanced. You know, so how does this connect to the other cards? Well, with the Moon, it's like all those secrets and illusions are now being brought to light. Justice is asking you to see the truth of the situation, even if it's not what you wanted to see. Like, what was really going on beneath the surface? What were you not seeing or acknowledging? And with the Ten of Swords, justice is like, okay, that ending was painful, but was it fair? Were there consequences for actions that needed to be addressed? Was there a betrayal of trust that needs to be acknowledged? And then with the Tower, it's like, all those old structures that were destroyed, were they really fair and just to begin with? Were they built on a solid foundation of honesty and equality? Justice is asking you to look at the bigger picture and to see if the changes that happened were ultimately necessary to create a more balanced situation. So, okay, let's think about this practically, right? Let's say that relationship did end because of the Ten of Swords. Maybe the Justice card here means that it was karmically necessary. Like, maybe one or both of you were not in alignment with your true values, and the universe stepped in to correct things. It's not necessarily about blame, but it is about recognizing that there were consequences for certain actions or behaviors. Maybe one person wasn't being honest, or maybe there was a lack of respect or communication. Justice is saying that those things have consequences, and the ending of the relationship was a result of those imbalances. But it's also saying that you both have the opportunity to learn from this experience and to create more balanced and fulfilling relationships in the future. It's like the universe is giving you a chance to course correct and to align yourself with your true values. And it could also be about legal stuff too, depending on the situation. Like, if there were legal issues involved, justice is saying that things will be resolved fairly and equitably. It's about making sure that everyone is treated with respect and that the outcome is just. But what if the relationship didn't end? What if you're still together after all that drama? Well, in that case, justice is saying that you have the opportunity to create a new, fairer way of relating to each other. It's about acknowledging the imbalances that existed in the past and making a conscious effort to create a more equitable partnership. This might involve setting new boundaries, having open and honest conversations, and being willing to compromise. It's about creating a relationship where both partners feel valued, respected, and heard. And it's so important that you both are. With the raw rose quartz, you're not just looking for what's fair for one person. Justice here can mean making sure both sides of the relationship are getting the love and compassion they need, but fairly. Because remember our theme, too, core values. So how do your core values play into all of this? Like, if honesty is a core value for both of you, then justice is going to demand that you're both being truthful with each other, even when it's difficult. If respect is a core value, then justice is going to require that you're treating each other with kindness and consideration. And if fairness is a core value, then justice is going to insist that you're both contributing equally to the relationship, whether it's emotionally, financially, or otherwise. But what happens if you have different core values? That's where things can get tricky, right? Like, maybe one person values independence while the other values closeness. Or maybe one person values adventure while the other values stability. These differences can create imbalances in the relationship if they're not addressed. Justice is saying that you need to find a way to compromise and to create a relationship that honors both of your values. This might involve having some tough conversations, but it's essential for creating a fair and balanced partnership. And it's also about understanding where the other person is coming from, you know? Like, why is independence so important to them? Why do they crave adventure? Try to see things from their perspective and to find common ground. And remember, compromise doesn't mean sacrificing your own values. It means finding a way to integrate both of your values into the relationship in a way that feels fair and respectful. Justice is also about taking responsibility for your own actions and behaviors. It's about acknowledging your part in creating the imbalances in the relationship and being willing to make amends. Like, maybe you haven't been communicating effectively, or maybe you've been avoiding difficult conversations. Justice is saying that it's time to step up and take responsibility for your part in the problem. This might involve apologizing, making changes to your behavior, or seeking professional help. The important thing is to show that you're willing to take ownership of your actions and to work towards creating a healthier relationship. And it's not just about taking responsibility for the bad stuff, either. It's also about acknowledging the good stuff and appreciating the positive aspects of the relationship. Justice is about recognizing the balance between the positive and the negative and finding ways to amplify the positive. Like, maybe you've been focusing on the things that are wrong and neglecting to appreciate the things that are right. Justice is saying that it's time to shift your focus and to start celebrating the good things about your partner and your relationship. This might involve expressing gratitude, showing appreciation, or simply taking the time to acknowledge the positive qualities that you admire in your partner. And it's so easy to let the negative stuff overshadow the positive, but that rose quartz is saying to stay grounded and grateful for the love that is there. Justice can be a tough card because it forces you to confront uncomfortable truths and to take responsibility for your actions. But it's also a powerful card because it offers the opportunity to create a more balanced, fair, and fulfilling relationship. It's about aligning yourself with your true values, communicating effectively, and treating each other with respect and compassion. And remember, justice isn't always about punishment. It's about creating a situation where everyone feels valued, respected, and heard. It's about finding a way to balance the scales and to create a partnership that is truly equitable. And sometimes, that means letting go of old patterns and embracing new ways of relating to each other. With the grounding energy of the rose quartz, justice here is amplified, right? It's not just about what's right in a cold, hard way. It's about finding that balance and fairness through self-love and compassion. Like, are you being fair to yourself in this relationship? Are you honoring your own needs and values? If you're not, then justice is going to demand that you make some changes. It's about creating a relationship that is not only fair to your partner, but also fair to yourself. Because a truly balanced relationship is one where both partners feel loved, respected, and fulfilled. And remember those core values. You can't build a balanced relationship if you don't have open communication about your values. So really think about that, rose quartz lover. How can you make space to be open and honest with your partner or future partner about what really matters to you? Okay, so we've looked at the moon, the Ten of Swords, the Tower, and Justice. And honestly, this is such a powerful combination of cards. It's like you're going through a major transformation in your love life. But what's the final outcome? What's the ultimate lesson that you're meant to learn? Okay, I am so excited for this next card because it's going to give us so much more clarity. Okay, let's pull it. Okay, so after all that, we get the Star. Oh my gosh, this is so beautiful after everything we've been through with those other cards. So, the Star is like, literally, a light at the end of the tunnel, you know? It's all about hope, faith, healing, inspiration, feeling like you're finally on the right path. It's like, after all that darkness and confusion, you're finally seeing a glimmer of light and possibility. So how does this connect with the other cards? Well, With the moon, it's like all those illusions and secrets have been cleared away, and now you're seeing things with clarity and truth. The star is saying, yes, you went through a period of uncertainty, but now you're ready to move forward with confidence and optimism. And with the Ten of Swords, it's like that painful ending wasn't the end of the world. It was actually a necessary step to clear the way for something better. The star is saying, yes, it hurt, but you've learned from it, and you're stronger now because of it. Like, you've released all of that, and there's room for this beautiful energy to come in. And then with the Tower, it's like all those old structures that were destroyed, they weren't serving you anyway. The star is saying, yes, it was scary to see everything fall apart, but now you have the opportunity to build something new and better, something that's truly aligned with your values. And justice, that fair and balanced outcome? The star is saying that the scales have been balanced, and now you can move forward with a sense of peace and harmony. It's like everything is finally falling into place. So, what does this look like in real life? Well, maybe after that big argument or that painful breakup, you finally start to feel a sense of hope again. Like you realize that you're going to be okay, that you're going to find love again, that you're going to create a happy and fulfilling life. The star is saying, yes, you are worthy of love and happiness, and you deserve to have everything you desire. Or maybe, after that major upheaval in your life, you start to feel inspired to pursue your dreams. Like you realize that you have the power to create your own reality, and you start taking steps to make your dreams come true. The star is saying, yes, you have the talent and the potential to achieve anything you set your mind to, so go for it. Like you really have that energy inside of you, and now is the time to really bring it out. And with the rose quartz, it's like this is all about self-love and compassion. The star is saying that you need to be kind to yourself during this time, that you need to forgive yourself for any mistakes you've made, and that you need to believe in yourself and your ability to create a happy and fulfilling life. It's like you're your own best friend, so treat yourself with love and respect. Okay, so let's think about those core values again, right? How does the star relate to your core values? Well, if your core value is honesty, the star is saying that you need to be honest with yourself about what you want and need in a relationship. You can't settle for less than you deserve, and you need to be willing to walk away from anything that doesn't feel right. The star is guiding you towards a relationship that's built on honesty and authenticity. If your core value is kindness, the star is saying that you need to be kind to yourself and to your partner. You need to treat each other with respect and compassion, and you need to be willing to forgive each other for any mistakes you make. The star is guiding you towards a relationship that's filled with love and understanding. And if your core value is adventure, the star is saying that you need to be open to new experiences and new possibilities. You can't be afraid to step outside of your comfort zone and try new things. The star is guiding you towards a relationship that's exciting and fulfilling. But what if you're still feeling lost and confused? What if you're still struggling to find your way? Well, the star is saying that it's okay to not have all the answers right now. It's okay to take your time and figure things out. The important thing is to keep moving forward, to keep believing in yourself, and to keep trusting that you're on the right path. The star is like a beacon in the darkness, guiding you towards your destiny. And with the rose quartz, it's like, even if you're feeling down, you can always turn to self-love and compassion to lift your spirits. You can always remind yourself of your worth and your potential, and you can always believe that things are going to get better. Because they will, Like the star is promising you that things will get better. You just have to keep the faith and keep moving forward. It could also mean that you're going to meet someone who inspires you, someone who helps you to see the world in a new way, someone who encourages you to pursue your dreams. This person could be a friend, a mentor, or even a romantic partner. The star is saying that this person is going to play a significant role in your life, and that they're going to help you to become the best version of yourself. So, be open to meeting new people, and be willing to connect with those who resonate with your soul. And remember that the grounding of the rose quartz is really important here, too. You need to make sure that you're staying grounded and connected to yourself, even when you're feeling inspired and uplifted. Don't let your dreams take you too far away from reality. stay rooted in your values, and stay true to yourself. Because that's the only way to truly manifest your desires and create a life that's aligned with your soul. The star isn't about floating off into a fantasy world. It's about bringing your dreams down to earth and making them a reality. It's a very active card, despite that calm feeling it gives off. Also, the star could be about reconnecting with your spirituality or your intuition. Maybe you've been feeling disconnected from your higher self lately, or maybe you've been ignoring your inner guidance. The star is saying that it's time to tune back into your intuition and to listen to the whispers of your soul. Start meditating, journaling, or spending time in nature. Do whatever it takes to reconnect with your inner wisdom and to trust your gut instincts. Because your intuition is always guiding you in the right direction, and it's time to start listening to it. And because this is a future spouse reading, I'm wondering if the star could be indicating that your future spouse is someone who embodies these qualities of hope, faith, and inspiration. Maybe they're someone who's always optimistic and positive, even in the face of challenges. Or maybe they're someone who's deeply spiritual and connected to their intuition. Or maybe they're someone who inspires you to pursue your dreams and to become the best version of yourself. Whatever it is, the star is suggesting that your future spouse is going to be a source of light and inspiration in your life. They're going to help you to see the world in a new way, and they're going to encourage you to live your life to the fullest. So be open to meeting someone who embodies these qualities, and be willing to let them into your heart. And honestly, after all the drama and chaos of the previous cards, the star is such a welcome relief. It's like, finally, a sign that things are going to be okay. A promise that love and happiness are on their way. A reminder that you are worthy of all the good things in life. So embrace this energy and let it guide you towards your destiny. And remember, the rose quartz is there to support you every step of the way with its gentle and loving energy. Ground yourself in self-love, trust your intuition, and believe in the power of hope. Because the star is shining brightly for you, and it's leading you towards a future filled with love, joy, and fulfillment. Really. But we still have one more card, so it's like, what's the ultimate outcome here? What's the final piece of the puzzle? Okay, I'm so ready to find out. Okay, so where were we? We've had the moon, the 10 of swords, the tower, justice, and the star. Like a real roller coaster, right? But now, finally, we get the lovers. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. I mean, after all that, the lovers card is like, yes. So the lovers, right? It's not just about romance, even though that's a big part of it. It's about choices, partnerships, harmony, like all the good stuff. It's about aligning yourself with someone who really gets you, who shares your values, who you can build a life with. But it's also about making conscious choices about love and relationships, you know? Like choosing to be with someone for the right reasons, not just because you're lonely or because they look good on paper. So, how does the lovers connect to everything else we've seen? Well, let's start with the moon, right? All those secrets and illusions. The lovers is like, okay, are you making choices based on truth or based on illusion? Are you choosing a partner because you see them clearly or because you're projecting something onto them? Are you being honest with yourself and with them about what you really want and need? You know, the moon can make us see what we want to see, not what's actually there. The lovers is asking you to choose with your eyes wide open to see your partner for who they really are, flaws and all. It's about choosing to love someone authentically, not just a fantasy version of them. It's kind of like, have you ever been in a relationship where you were so caught up in the idea of the person that you ignored all the red flags? The lovers is saying, don't do that. Be real with yourself and choose someone who's a good match for the real you. And be a good match for them too. And then we have the 10 of swords. Ouch, that painful ending. The lovers here is like, have you healed from those past hurts? Are you bringing baggage into this new relationship? Because if you are, it's going to sabotage things before they even get started. The lovers is about making a conscious choice to move forward, to let go of the past, and to create a healthy, loving relationship. It's about choosing to be vulnerable, to trust again, even after you've been hurt. It's like, you can't build a strong foundation if you're still carrying around all that weight from the past. You have to choose to put it down, to heal, and to open yourself up to new possibilities. But it's hard, right? Like, It's so easy to let those old wounds define you, to be afraid of getting hurt again. But the Lovers is saying, you're stronger than you think. You've learned from those experiences, and now you have the power to choose a different path. It's like, if you've been burned before, you might be tempted to build walls around your heart. But the Lovers is encouraging you to tear down those walls, to take a risk, and to open yourself up to love again. Okay, next up is the Tower. All that sudden change and upheaval. The Lovers is like, okay, after all that destruction, what are you choosing to build? Are you going to rebuild the same old structure, or are you going to create something new and better? The Tower can be scary, but it's also an opportunity to start fresh, to create a relationship that's truly aligned with your values. The Lovers is about choosing to build a foundation of honesty, trust, and mutual respect. It's about choosing to communicate openly and honestly, even when it's difficult. It's like the Tower shook things up, right? It forced you to reevaluate everything you thought you knew about love and relationships. Now, you have the chance to build something that's stronger and more resilient than before. It's like, imagine you're building a house. The Tower came along and knocked it down. Now you have the opportunity to build a new house, one that's even better than the old one. You can choose stronger materials, a better design, and a more solid foundation. The Lovers is saying, choose wisely. And what about justice? That's about fairness, balance, and consequences. The Lovers is asking, are you making fair and balanced choices in this relationship? Are you treating your partner with respect and equality? Are you both contributing equally to the relationship? The Lovers is about choosing to create a partnership where both people feel valued, heard, and appreciated. It's about choosing to compromise, to negotiate, and to find solutions that work for both of you. It's like, you can't have a healthy relationship if one person is always giving and the other person is always taking. Justice is about making sure that the scales are balanced, that both partners are getting their needs met. The Lovers is encouraging you to communicate openly about your needs and to find ways to support each other in achieving your goals. It's like, think of a seesaw. If one person is much heavier than the other, it's going to be lopsided. The Lovers and justice together are about creating a seesaw that's balanced, where both partners can enjoy the ride. Then there's the Star, all about hope and inspiration. The Lovers is saying, are you choosing a relationship that inspires you, that gives you hope for the future? Are you with someone who encourages you to pursue your dreams, who believes in you, who makes you feel good about yourself? The Lovers is about choosing a partner who brings out the best in you, who helps you to shine your light. It's about choosing a relationship that's filled with joy, laughter, and passion. It's like the Star is that little spark of hope that keeps you going, even when things are tough. The Lovers is about choosing someone who fans that spark into a flame, someone who makes you feel alive and energized. It's like, you know, when you're around someone and you just feel good. Like their energy is contagious and they make you feel like anything is possible. That's the kind of energy the Lovers and the Star are talking about. Choose someone who makes you feel like that. And, you know, with that raw rose quartz, grounding is so important here. The Lovers isn't just about finding someone who sweeps you off your feet. It's about choosing someone who you can build a solid, lasting connection with. Someone who shares your core values, who you can trust, and who will be there for you through thick and thin. It's about choosing love, but also choosing a grounded, realistic partnership. It's like, what are your non-negotiables? What values are most important to you in a relationship? Are you looking for someone who's kind, honest, loyal, adventurous? The Lovers is encouraging you to get clear about your values and to choose a partner who aligns with them. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Okay, so we've seen how the Lovers connects to all the other cards. It's all about making conscious, loving choices, choosing truth over illusion, healing from the past, building a strong foundation, creating balance, and embracing hope. It's like the whole reading has been leading up to this moment, this choice. But we still have one more card to pull. So what's the final outcome? What's the ultimate message here? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to find out. Okay, let's see what we get. Okay, Rose Quartz Lover, so after all of that, our final card is Strength. Oh my gosh, I love this card. It's just like so powerful but also so gentle, you know? It's not about brute force. It's about inner strength, resilience, compassion, all that good stuff. So, how does strength tie into everything we've already seen with the moon, the Ten of Swords, the Tower, Justice, and the Star, and the Lovers? Let's dive in. First, let's think about the moon, right? With all those hidden things and illusions, strength is like shining a light in the darkness. It's about finding the inner courage to face your fears and anxieties, to see through the illusions, and to trust your intuition even when things seem uncertain. The moon can make you feel like lost and confused, but strength is saying, you have the power within you to find your way. It's about having that quiet confidence that you can handle whatever comes your way, even if you don't know exactly what it is yet. And then there's the Ten of Swords, that painful ending. Strength is like the ultimate healing card after that. It's about finding the resilience to get back on your feet, to learn from your mistakes, and to move forward with a stronger sense of self. The Ten of Swords can leave you feeling defeated and hopeless, but strength is saying, you are not broken. You are stronger than you think. It's about tapping into that inner well of courage and determination to rebuild your life after a setback. Think of it like, you know when you're working out and you feel like you can't do another rep. Strength is that extra push that gets you through it. It's that inner voice that says, you can do this, just one more. It's about pushing past your limits and discovering what you're truly capable of. Then we have the Tower with all that sudden change and destruction. Strength is like being the rock in the storm. It's about finding the inner stability to weather the chaos, to adapt to new circumstances, and to rebuild after everything falls apart. The Tower can leave you feeling shaken and vulnerable, but strength is saying, you are resilient. You can rebuild stronger than before. It's about finding the inner resources to cope with change and to create a new foundation for your life. It's like, when a building gets destroyed in an earthquake, and then they rebuild it with stronger materials and a better design. Strength is that rebuilding process. It's about taking what you've learned from the experience and using it to create something even better. And justice, with all that talk about fairness and balance. Strength is about standing up for what's right, even when it's difficult. It's about having the courage to act with integrity and compassion, even when you're facing opposition. Justice can be a tough card because it forces you to confront uncomfortable truths, but strength is saying, you have the power to make a difference. Stand up for what you believe in. It's about using your inner strength to create a more just and equitable world. It's like, have you ever seen someone stand up to a bully? That takes a lot of strength. It's not about being aggressive or violent. It's about having the courage to speak your mind and to defend those who are being mistreated. Strength is that quiet determination to do what's right, even when it's not easy. And then we get to the Star, that beautiful card of hope and inspiration. Strength is about holding on to that hope, even when things are tough. It's about having faith in yourself and in the future, even when you're facing challenges. The Star can feel like a distant dream, but strength is saying, you can make it happen. Believe in yourself and keep moving forward. It's about using your inner strength to manifest your dreams and to create a life that's filled with joy and fulfillment. It's like, when you're working towards a goal and you hit a roadblock. Strength is about not giving up. It's about finding new ways to overcome the obstacle and to keep moving towards your dream. It's about having that unwavering belief in yourself that you can achieve anything you set your mind to. And finally, the Lovers, with all those choices about love and relationships. Strength is about making those choices with confidence and self-assurance. It's about choosing a partner who supports your growth, who respects your boundaries, and who loves you for who you are. The Lovers can be a challenging card because it forces you to confront your own needs and desires, but strength is saying, you deserve to be happy. Choose a relationship that's aligned with your values. It's about using your inner strength to create a loving and fulfilling partnership. It's like, when you're trying to decide whether to stay in a relationship or leave. That's a tough choice. Strength is about listening to your intuition and making the decision that's right for you, even if it's scary. It's about trusting yourself and knowing that you deserve to be with someone who truly values you. So, strength is tying it all together. But okay, Rose Quartz lover, let's dig deeper, right? Let's talk about your core values and how strength relates to them. Because that's what this whole reading is about, remember? What core values will build your lasting connection? If honesty is one of your core values, strength is about having the courage to be honest with yourself and with your partner, even when it's difficult. It's about being vulnerable and authentic, even when you're afraid of getting hurt. Strength is saying, true love is built on honesty. Don't be afraid to be yourself. If kindness is a core value, strength is about treating yourself and your partner with compassion and understanding. It's about being patient and forgiving, even when you're frustrated or angry. Strength is saying, love is about kindness. Treat each other with respect and empathy. If loyalty is a core value, strength is about being committed to your relationship, even when things get tough. It's about sticking by your partner's side through thick and thin. Strength is saying, love is about loyalty. Be there for each other always. See how this all comes back to the rose quartz energy, too? It's that gentle power, that loving strength. It's not about being aggressive or controlling. It's about being supportive and understanding. But you know, strength isn't just about these big, dramatic moments. It's also about the everyday things, the little acts of kindness and resilience that build a strong relationship over time. It's about being patient with each other when you're stressed or tired. It's about offering a listening ear when your partner is going through a tough time. It's about celebrating each other's successes, big and small. It's like, you know, when you're having a bad day and your partner brings you a cup of tea or gives you a hug, that's strength in action. It's that simple act of kindness that can make all the difference. And it's also about having the strength to set boundaries and to say no when you need to. It's about protecting your own energy and not letting yourself be taken advantage of. Strength is saying, you deserve to be treated with respect. Don't be afraid to stand up for yourself. It's about knowing your own worth and not settling for less than you deserve. It's like, you know, when you're feeling overwhelmed and you need to take a break, that takes strength. It's about recognizing your limits and not pushing yourself too hard. It's about prioritizing your own well-being so you can be a better partner. And remember the rose quartz. It's also about self-love. You can't truly love someone else until you love yourself, right? Strength here is saying you have to be strong enough in yourself before you can be strong for someone else. So, what does this all mean for your future spouse? Well, it means that you're looking for someone who embodies these qualities of strength, resilience, and compassion. Someone who is not afraid to be vulnerable, who is willing to stand up for what's right, and who will support you through thick and thin. Someone who is honest, kind, and loyal. Someone who inspires you to be the best version of yourself. And it also means that you need to cultivate these qualities within yourself. You need to be strong, resilient, and compassionate. You need to be honest, kind, and loyal. You need to be the kind of person that you want to attract into your life. Attracts like, right? So, if you want to find a strong partner, you need to be strong yourself. And honestly, after all the ups and downs we've seen in this reading, it's so reassuring to end with strength. It's like, even if you face challenges in your relationship, you have the inner resources to overcome them. You have the power to create a lasting connection that's built on love, respect, and trust. You can make this work, but you have to stay the course. You can't just give up at the first sign of trouble. You have to commit to working through the challenges together and to building a stronger foundation for your relationship. It's about patience and long-term commitment, you know? And with that rose quartz right there, you can stay grounded in self-love and compassion. You can find that balance, that inner power, that connection to your values. It's all there for you, so that's it. That's the reading. What do you think? Does this all resonate with you? I'm so curious to hear your thoughts and how you see this playing out in your life. Okay, so strength, right? What a way to end this reading. It's like after all that drama, the universe is saying, you got this. You have everything you need inside of you. And isn't that so cool? I mean, seriously, look at how far we've come, right? We went from the hidden stuff of the moon to the freaking awesomeness of strength. It's like a total transformation. But let's really break this down, you know? How does strength really connect to everything else? Because it's not just about being strong, it's about how you use that strength, right? That's what's super important here, and I want to make sure you get that. So, with the moon, like we said, it's all about facing your fears, right? Strength is about looking those anxieties straight in the eye and saying, I see you, and I'm not afraid. It's about trusting your intuition, even when you don't have all the answers. It's like that little voice inside of you that knows what's right. Strength is about listening to that voice, even when it's scary. And then the Ten of Swords, that painful ending. Strength is about picking yourself up, dusting yourself off, and saying, okay, that sucked, but I'm not going to let it define me. It's about learning from the experience and moving forward with a stronger sense of self. It's like, you know how they say what doesn't kill you makes you stronger? That's totally strength energy. You've been through the ringer, and now you're ready to rise like a phoenix from the ashes. And the Tower, with all that chaos and upheaval, strength is about finding your center in the storm. It's about knowing that even when everything around you is falling apart, you can still hold onto your inner peace. It's like, imagine you're a tree in a hurricane, right? The wind is howling, the branches are swaying, but your roots are firmly planted in the ground. That's strength. You might bend, but you won't break. Then there's justice, with all that fairness and balance. Strength is about standing up for what you believe in, even when it's not popular. It's about fighting for equality and justice, not just for yourself, but for everyone. It's like, you know, those people who speak out against injustice, even when it puts them at risk. That's total strength energy. It's about having the courage to do what's right, even when it's hard. And the Star, that beautiful card of hope and inspiration, strength is about holding on to that hope, even when things seem bleak. It's about believing in yourself and your dreams, even when others don't. It's like, you know, those people who never give up on their goals, no matter how many obstacles they face? That's strength. It's about having that unwavering belief that you can achieve anything you set your mind to. And finally, the Lovers, with all those choices about love and relationships. Strength is about choosing a partner who respects you, supports you, and loves you for who you are. It's about having the courage to walk away from relationships that are toxic or unhealthy. It's like, you know, those people who refuse to settle for less than they deserve? That's strength. It's about knowing your own worth and not being afraid to demand the best. It really is all a journey, right? And that rose quartz crystal you chose, the grounding energy is what helps you along the way. Like, you can't have true strength if you aren't taking care of yourself. So, okay, rose quartz lover, how do you actually use this strength in your everyday life? Like, what does it look like in practice? Because it's not just about being a superhero, right? It's about those small, everyday moments where you choose to be brave, kind, and resilient. Maybe it's about setting a boundary with someone who's always taking advantage of you. Like saying, no, I can't do that for you right now. I need to take care of myself. That takes strength. It's about honoring your own needs and not letting others walk all over you. Or maybe it's about speaking up in a meeting when you have a different opinion than everyone else. Like saying, I see things differently. Here's what I think. That takes strength. It's about having the courage to voice your perspective, even when you're afraid of being judged. Or maybe it's about forgiving yourself for a mistake you made. Like saying, okay, I messed up, but I'm human. I'm going to learn from this and move on. That takes strength. It's about being kind to yourself and not dwelling on your imperfections. Or maybe it's about starting that project you've been putting off for months. Like saying, okay, I'm scared, but I'm going to do it anyway. That takes strength. It's about pushing past your comfort zone and taking a risk on yourself. See. It's not always about these big, grand gestures. It's about those little moments where you choose to be your best self. It's about choosing courage over fear, kindness over judgment, and resilience over despair. And you know what? You already have that strength inside of you. You just need to tap into it. You just need to believe in yourself and your ability to overcome any challenge. And you know, I believe in you. So, let's bring it back to those core values, okay? Because that's what this whole reading has been about, right? Building a lasting connection based on what truly matters to you. If honesty is one of your core values, strength is about being honest with yourself about what you want and need in a relationship. It's about being honest with your partner about your feelings and expectations. It's about creating a relationship that's built on trust and transparency. You have to be brave enough to be truthful. If kindness is a core value, strength is about treating your partner with compassion, empathy, and understanding. It's about being there for them when they're struggling and celebrating their successes. It's about creating a relationship that's filled with love and support. It means powering through even when it is difficult. If loyalty is a core value, strength is about being committed to your relationship, even when things get tough. It's about sticking by your partner's side through thick and thin. It's about creating a relationship that's built on unwavering devotion. You have to have inner fortitude to continue when things are challenging. Because, let's be real, relationships aren't always easy, right? There are going to be disagreements, challenges, and setbacks. But if you have that strength within you, if you have that foundation of core values, you can weather any storm. And remember that rose quartz. It's there to remind you to be gentle with yourself and with your partner. It's there to remind you to lead with love, even when things are difficult. Ground yourself with love and compassion. So, my dear friend, rose quartz lover, that's it. That's the reading. And honestly, I feel so good about this. I feel like you're on the verge of something amazing. You've been through a lot, but you've learned so much. You're stronger than you think, and you're ready to create the love life you deserve. Just remember to tap into that strength within you. Remember to honor your core values. Remember to be kind to yourself and to others. And never, ever give up on your dreams. Because you are worthy of love, you are capable of happiness, and you have the power to create your own destiny. I really believe that, and I'm so excited to see what the future holds for you. You got this. Seriously. Okay, so Sapphire Heart is all about balancing energies, right? And this reading is about finding those harmonious paths that lead to a lasting partnership. It's about getting everything aligned, so that love can really flourish. So with these cards, Wheel of Fortune, the World, and Five of Wands. It's like buckle up, because your future spouse is on a trip, a journey, a process, and a transformative one at that. Okay, so, looking at these cards together, the first thing that jumps out is this feeling of huge change, like major life shifts are happening for this person. The Wheel of Fortune is like destiny calling. Things are turning, things are changing, and it's all happening for a reason, But then you have the Five of Wands, and that's telling me it's not all smooth sailing. There's some conflict, some challenges, maybe some internal struggles or external obstacles they're dealing with. It feels like they're trying to find their footing, trying to navigate these changes. But then, the World card is like the ultimate goal, right? It's that feeling of completion, of harmony, of finally arriving at where you're meant to be. So it's like they're going through all this stuff, all these changes and challenges, to ultimately reach this place of wholeness and fulfillment. And that's where you come in. That's where this harmonious partnership comes in. It's about aligning with them on this journey and helping them reach that World card energy. So, let's dive a little deeper, starting with the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so this card is all about cycles, about things turning, about fate and destiny, right? It's like the universe is conspiring to bring you and this person together. But it's not just about luck, It's also about recognizing opportunities and taking action. The Wheel of Fortune is a reminder that things are always changing, and it's important to be adaptable and open to new possibilities. I feel like your person is maybe going through a period of rapid growth and change right now. Maybe they're experiencing some unexpected opportunities or challenges that are forcing them to reevaluate their life. It could be a career change, a move, a major relationship shift, anything that's kind of shaking things up and forcing them to step outside of their comfort zone. And sometimes that can be scary, but it's also incredibly exciting, right? Because it means they're on the verge of something new and amazing. The Wheel of Fortune is also about karma, about reaping what you sow. So, it's possible that your person is experiencing the consequences of past actions, either good or bad. Maybe they're finally getting rewarded for all their hard work and dedication, or maybe they're learning some tough lessons from past mistakes. Either way, it's all part of their journey, and it's all leading them to where they need to be. And I think this card is also telling you that timing is everything. The universe is working on its own timeline, and you can't force things to happen before they're meant to. So, it's important to be patient and trust that everything will unfold in its own perfect time. It's like, don't try to rush things with this person. Let things develop naturally, and let the universe guide you both. Okay, so now let's talk about the Five of Wands. Okay, so this card is all about conflict, competition, and challenges, right? It's like there's some kind of struggle or disagreement going on, either internally or externally. It could be that your person is facing some obstacles in their career, maybe some competition from colleagues or some difficult projects they're working on. Or it could be that they're dealing with some personal conflicts, maybe some disagreements with family or friends. It feels like there's some kind of tension or friction in their life right now. Maybe they're feeling pulled in different directions, or maybe they're struggling to assert themselves and get their voice heard. The Five of Wands can also represent internal conflict, like struggling with self-doubt or indecision. Maybe they're feeling insecure about their abilities or unsure about what they want in life. I also feel like this card is telling me that there might be some communication issues going on. Maybe they're having trouble expressing themselves clearly, or maybe they're not being heard by others. It's important for them to be assertive and stand up for themselves, but also to be mindful of how they communicate with others. It's like, find that balance between being confident and being respectful. But here's the thing about the Five of Wands, it's not necessarily a bad card. It can actually be a sign of growth and progress. Sometimes conflict is necessary to push us out of our comfort zones and force us to reevaluate our beliefs and values. It's like, sometimes you have to go through some challenges to get to where you need to be. So, it's possible that your person is going through some tough times right now, but it's all part of their journey, and it's ultimately making them stronger and more resilient. And I think this card is also a reminder that you can't always avoid conflict, but you can learn how to manage it effectively. It's like, don't be afraid to address the issues head-on, but do it in a respectful and constructive way. Okay, and finally, let's talk about the World card. Okay, so this card is like the ultimate goal, right? It's about completion, fulfillment, and harmony. It's like you've finally reached the end of a long journey, and you're standing on top of the mountain, looking out at the world with a sense of accomplishment and peace. The World card represents wholeness, integration, and a sense of belonging. It feels like your person is striving for this feeling of completion, of finally finding their place in the world. Maybe they've been searching for something their whole life, and they're finally on the verge of finding it. It could be a career goal, a personal achievement, or a spiritual awakening. Whatever it is, it's something that's deeply meaningful to them, and that will bring them a great sense of satisfaction. The World card also represents travel and exploration. So, it's possible that your person is planning a trip or has a desire to see the world. It could be a physical journey to a new place, or it could be a metaphorical journey of self-discovery. Either way, it's about expanding their horizons and experiencing new things. I also feel like this card is telling me that your person is ready to embrace their full potential. They've learned a lot from their past experiences, and they're now ready to use that knowledge to create a better future for themselves. It's like they're finally stepping into their power and owning their unique gifts and talents. And I think this card is also a reminder that we're all connected. The World card represents the interconnectedness of all things, and it's a reminder that we're all part of something bigger than ourselves. So, it's important to be kind and compassionate to others, and to remember that we're all in this together. Okay, so now let's weave it all together, right? So, we have the Wheel of Fortune, the World, and the Five of Wands. It's like your person is going through a period of major change and transformation, but they're also facing some challenges and conflicts along the way. They're striving for this feeling of completion and harmony, but they're not quite there yet. The Wheel of Fortune is telling me that things are changing rapidly, and that they need to be adaptable and open to new possibilities. The Five of Wands is telling me that they're facing some challenges and conflicts, but that these challenges are ultimately making them stronger. And the World card is telling me that they're on the verge of achieving their goals and finding their place in the world. And I think this is where you come in, you know? It's like you're meant to be a part of their journey. You're meant to help them navigate these changes and challenges, and to help them reach that feeling of completion and harmony. The Sapphire heart is all about balance, and it's like you're meant to bring that balance into their life. Maybe you're meant to be a source of support and encouragement, helping them through the tough times and celebrating their successes. Maybe you're meant to be a sounding board, listening to their concerns and offering helpful advice. Or maybe you're just meant to be a loving and compassionate partner, accepting them for who they are and helping them to feel loved and valued. Whatever your role is, it's clear that you're meant to be a significant part of their life. And I think that by aligning your energies with theirs, you can create a lasting and harmonious partnership that will bring both of you great joy and fulfillment. It's like the universe is conspiring to bring you together, and it's up to you to embrace the opportunity and create something truly special. And with the balancing energy of the sapphire heart crystal, you both have the power to make it happen. It feels like the harmonious path is there. It just needs to be walked together, you know. Okay, so we've got the Wheel of Fortune, the World, 5 of Wands, and now, drum roll please, the 6 of Wands. Ooh, this is getting juicy. So like after all that change and conflict and striving, now we're seeing some victory, some recognition. I'm so excited. So the 6 of Wands. What does this mean in the context of everything else, right? I mean, it's not just a random win, it's part of their bigger journey. Like, is this the win that propels them to the finish line, or is it just a stepping stone? I feel like this card is about public recognition, about being acknowledged for something, maybe a talent, a skill, or an achievement. It's like, hey, look at me, I did it. You know. Let's break this down because the 6 of Wands isn't just about winning, it's about how you win, right? Is it a genuine victory? Is it something they earned, or is it just luck? Is it like, are they being recognized for something that truly matters to them, or is it just superficial? I feel like it could be a performance review, like an actual job review that has gone really well. Like better than expected. Or maybe it's an award or some kind of public acknowledgement. Maybe they are being recognized for their skills, their hard work, their dedication, and people are actually seeing it. But the thing is, and this is what I really want to dive into, like what does this victory mean to them, right? I mean, does it validate them? Does it make them feel more confident? Or does it just add more pressure? Does it feel like now they have to keep winning? Because, you know, sometimes recognition can be a double-edged sword, right? It feels good in the moment, but then you're like, oh crap, now I have to live up to this. So, with the sapphire heart energy, it's like they need to find a balance between enjoying the recognition and not letting it define them. It's like, okay, cool, I won, but who am I beyond this victory? Right, and how does this connect to the World card? Well, the World is about completion, about feeling whole. So maybe this victory is a piece of the puzzle. Maybe it's a step towards achieving that feeling of fulfillment. Maybe it's like, okay, I'm getting closer to where I need to be. But the thing is, the World card isn't just about external achievements, it's about internal harmony too. So, they can't just rely on external validation to feel complete. They need to find that sense of wholeness within themselves. And what about the 5 of Wands? Remember all that conflict and competition? So, did they win against those odds? Did they overcome those challenges to get this recognition? Because if they did, then this victory is even more meaningful, right? It's like, I faced all these obstacles and I still came out on top. It's a testament to their strength and resilience. But if the victory was easy, if it didn't involve any real struggle, then it might not be as satisfying. It might not feel as earned. It's like, did they bulldoze through everyone to get to the top, or did they lift others up along the way? Because that makes a huge difference. Are they collaborative or cutthroat? And I feel like, depending on how they won, it could either help them or hinder them in their relationships, including their future love life. Like, are they a gracious winner or a gloating one? Because, you know, nobody likes a gloater. Okay, so how does all of this relate to their love life, right? I mean, that's what we're here for. Well, maybe this victory is boosting their confidence, making them feel more attractive and desirable. Maybe they're like, yeah, I'm awesome, who wouldn't want to be with me? But again, it's about balance, right? They can't let their ego get too inflated, or they might come across as arrogant or full of themselves. And nobody wants that either. Or maybe this victory is attracting attention from potential partners. Maybe people are noticing them more because of their achievements. But are these people genuinely interested in them, or are they just attracted to their success? Are they gold diggers? This is where discernment comes in, thanks Queen of Swords energy from earlier polls. It's like, they need to be careful about who they let into their life, making sure that they're with someone who values them for who they are, not just for what they've accomplished. They don't want someone who is just with them for the ride, right? They want someone who is going to be there, no matter what. And maybe this victory is giving them more time and resources to focus on their love life. Maybe they're finally able to take that vacation they've been dreaming of, or maybe they're able to invest more time and energy into building a relationship. Or, you know what else it could be? It could mean that now they are able to provide more, therefore they are ready for a relationship. Like consciously, subconsciously, it's all aligned for them and their person. So cool. But here's the thing. If they're not careful, this victory could actually sabotage their chances of finding love. Maybe they're so focused on their career that they neglect their personal life. Maybe they're so busy celebrating their success that they don't have time for relationships. It's like they need to remember that love is important too, and that it requires effort and attention. And this all circles back to the Sapphire heart. They need to find that balance, that harmony, between their personal and professional lives. They need to remember that success isn't everything, and that true happiness comes from having meaningful connections with others. Okay, so where does this leave us? With the Wheel of Fortune, the Five of Wands, the World, and the Six of Wands, it's like this person is on a roller coaster of change, conflict, and success, all while striving for completion. This card suggests a moment of triumph, but also a need for balance. Like they've achieved something significant, but it's crucial to keep it in perspective and not let it overshadow other aspects of their life, especially their relationships. The Six of Wands is telling me that they are being seen, they are being acknowledged, and they are being celebrated. But it's also asking them to consider what that recognition truly means to them and how it aligns with their overall journey towards wholeness and love. And the big question is, how will they use this victory to further their quest for a lasting partnership? Will it bring them closer to their person, or will it push them further away? I am so excited to see. What is the next card? Okay, so the next card is the Queen of Cups. Ooh, this is interesting, right? After all that action and achievement with the Six of Wands, we're now diving deep into the feels. So, what does this mean? What does the Queen of Cups bring to this whole picture, right? I mean, this isn't just about winning and achieving, this is about opening your heart. Okay, so the Queen of Cups. She's all about emotions, intuition, compassion, nurturing, right? She's the ultimate empath, she can feel everything. It's like she's got this deep well of love and understanding, and she's ready to share it with the world. But she's also grounded, you know? She's not just floating around in a sea of emotions, she knows how to balance her head and her heart. She's emotionally mature. So, how does this connect to everything else we've seen so far? Well, with the Wheel of Fortune, it's like all these changes and shifts are stirring up a lot of emotions for this person, right? They're probably feeling a whole range of things, from excitement and hope to fear and uncertainty. And the Queen of Cups is telling them to embrace those emotions, to really feel them, but also to process them in a healthy way. It's like, don't bottle things up, don't try to ignore your feelings, but also don't let them overwhelm you. Find that balance. And then with the Five of Wands, all that conflict and competition. Well, the Queen of Cups is like a soothing balm to all that chaos. She's reminding them to be kind and compassionate, even in the face of adversity. It's like, don't get caught up in the drama, don't let the negativity get to you. Instead, focus on being a source of peace and understanding. Be the bigger person, you know? And also, you can only be the bigger person if you take care of yourself and your own emotions. And then we have the World card. That feeling of completion and harmony. Well, the Queen of Cups is essential for achieving that, right? Because true wholeness isn't just about external success, it's about internal peace and emotional fulfillment. It's about loving yourself, accepting yourself, and being able to connect with others on a deep and meaningful level. It's about having a healthy relationship with yourself and being able to have a healthy relationship with another person. And the Six of Wands, that victory and recognition. Well, the Queen of Cups is reminding them to stay humble, to not let their ego get too inflated. It's like, yeah, you achieved something amazing, but that doesn't make you better than anyone else. Stay grounded, stay connected to your heart, and use your success to help others. Don't get caught up in your own ego. So, the Queen of Cups is bringing this element of emotional intelligence to the whole situation, right? It's about being aware of your own feelings, being able to manage them effectively, and being able to empathize with others. It's about leading with your heart, but also using your head to make wise decisions. Okay, but how does this translate into their love life, right? I mean, that's what we're all dying to know. Well, it could mean a few things, right? Maybe this person is naturally a very caring and compassionate person, and they're looking for someone who appreciates that. Someone who values their empathy and their ability to connect on a deep level. Someone who will appreciate how in touch they are with their feelings, and they are looking for someone who is also in touch with theirs. Or maybe they're someone who's been through a lot of emotional turmoil, and they're finally ready to heal and open their heart to love. Maybe they've built up walls around themselves to protect themselves from getting hurt, and the Queen of Cups is a sign that it's time to tear those walls down and let someone in. Be vulnerable. It's okay. Or maybe they're someone who's always put others first, and they're finally realizing that they need to take care of themselves too. Maybe they've been so busy nurturing everyone else that they've neglected their own emotional needs, and the Queen of Cups is a reminder to prioritize self-care and self-love. You cannot pour from an empty cup. But here's the thing, right? The Queen of Cups isn't just about being a nice, sweet, caring person. There's a shadow side to this card too, you know. If they're not careful, they could become overly emotional, codependent, or even manipulative. They could get so caught up in other people's problems that they neglect their own needs. Or they could use their emotions to control others, playing the victim or guilt-tripping people to get what they want. Nobody wants that, so it's important for them to find that balance right. To be compassionate and caring, but also to set healthy boundaries. To be empathetic, but also to protect themselves from getting taken advantage of. To be loving, but also to know when to walk away from a toxic situation. And how can they do that, right? How can they embody the Queen of Cups energy in a healthy way? Well, first of all, it's about self-awareness. It's about really understanding their own emotions, knowing what triggers them, and being able to manage them effectively. It's about taking responsibility for their own feelings instead of blaming others for how they feel. Knowing that when you are feeling a certain way, that it is okay to take the space and time that you need to process it. It's also about self-care. It's about taking time for themselves to do things that make them feel good, whether it's taking a bath, reading a book, spending time in nature, or just hanging out with friends. You know, whatever recharges their batteries and helps them to feel centered and grounded. And it's about setting healthy boundaries. It's about knowing their limits, being able to say no, and not letting others take advantage of their kindness. It's about protecting their energy and not getting drained by other people's problems. The Sapphire heart is all about balance, remember. So, in terms of their love life, this could mean being more open and vulnerable with their partner, sharing their feelings and needs, and being willing to listen to their partner's feelings and needs as well. It could also mean setting boundaries in the relationship, making sure that both partners are respecting each other's limits and not crossing any lines. It could mean expressing their creativity and passions in a relationship, but doing so without the expectations of the other person feeling the exact same way. But it also means being honest with themselves about what they want and need in a relationship. Are they truly ready to open their heart and commit to someone? Or are they still holding onto baggage from the past? Do they have unresolved emotional issues that they need to deal with before they can be a healthy partner? It's like they need to do some soul searching and get real with themselves before they can attract the right person into their life. And you know what else? It could also mean that they need to be more discerning about who they let into their life. Not everyone is worthy of their love and compassion. There are people out there who will take advantage of their kindness, who will drain their energy, who will try to manipulate them. So, it's important to be careful about who they trust and who they let get close to them. They need to be picky. Okay, so with the Wheel of Fortune, 5 of Wands, the World, 6 of Wands, and now the Queen of Cups, it's like this person is on this roller coaster of change, conflict, success, and now emotional exploration, right? They're being challenged to grow and evolve on every level, to embrace their emotions, to heal their wounds, and to open their heart to love. It's like now is the time to start fresh and new, but in order to do that, they have to work on their self-love. So, the big question is, are they ready for it? Are they ready to step into their Queen of Cups energy and create a more loving and fulfilling life for themselves? Or are they going to get stuck in the shadow side of the card, becoming overly emotional, codependent, or manipulative? I'm so curious to see what the next card reveals, because whatever it is, it's going to give us even more insight into this person's journey and their potential for finding lasting love. It's like, are they going to use their emotional intelligence to create a harmonious partnership, or are they going to let their emotions sabotage their chances? Are they going to embrace their vulnerability and authenticity, or are they going to hide behind a mask of perfection? Oh, I can't wait to find out. Okay, so after the Queen of Cups, we have the Five of Swords. That's a little concerning, right? Like, we were just getting all soft and fuzzy with the Queen of Cups, and now we've got the Five of Swords crashing the party. So, like, what does this mean? What does the Five of Swords bring to the table in this whole love reading situation? I mean, this card is often about conflict, defeat, and like, sometimes even a little bit of nastiness, right? It's not the most pleasant card to see, especially when we're talking about love. So, we really need to unpack this and see what's going on here. Okay, so the Five of Swords. It's often associated with arguments, disagreements, and feeling like you've been somehow defeated, right? Like you've won the battle, maybe, but you've lost the war. You've gained something, but at a great cost. Sometimes it can even indicate feeling humiliated or betrayed. There's a real sense of discord and tension with this card. So, the big question is, how does this relate to everything else we've seen so far, right? How does this fit into this person's journey towards finding love? I mean, with the Wheel of Fortune, all those changes could be causing some friction, right? Like, maybe they're disagreeing with people about the direction their life is taking. Or maybe those changes are forcing them to make some tough decisions that hurt other people, or maybe hurt them. It could mean they are hurting others and not even realizing it, because they are so caught up in their own stuff. And then with the Five of Wands, all that conflict and competition. Well, the Five of Swords could be the result of all that, right? Like, maybe they got into a really nasty argument with someone, or maybe they sabotaged someone else to get ahead. Or maybe someone sabotaged them. It's like the Five of Wands is the build-up to a conflict, and the Five of Swords is the aftermath. And not a pretty aftermath, right? And then we have the World card. That feeling of completion and harmony. Well, the Five of Swords is like a big obstacle in the way of that, right? It's like you can't achieve true wholeness if you're carrying around all this baggage of conflict and resentment. It's like you need to clear out the clutter before you can create a peaceful and harmonious space for love to enter. You have to declutter your life to achieve the World card. And with the Six of Wands, that victory and recognition. Well, the Five of Swords could be a reminder that winning isn't everything, right? It's like, what good is it to achieve your goals if you're hurting people along the way? What good is that recognition if it's based on something that isn't genuine, right? Or maybe they won, but they won dirty. It's like, did they compromise their values to get to the top? And if so, is it really worth it? And the Queen of Cups, all that emotional intelligence and compassion. Well, the Five of Swords could be a challenge to that, right? It's like, can they still be kind and understanding even when they're in the middle of a conflict? Can they still lead with their heart, or are they going to let their ego take over? It's like, are they able to see the other person's point of view, or are they just focused on being right? Can they find a compromise, or are they just determined to win at all costs? Okay, so how does this relate to their love life, right? I mean, that's what we're here for. Well, it could mean a few things. Maybe this person has a tendency to get into arguments with their partners. Maybe they have a hard time communicating their needs, or maybe they're just naturally argumentative, right? Maybe they like to stir things up and see what happens. And that's not always a bad thing, right? Sometimes a little bit of conflict can be healthy in a relationship. It can help you to clarify your values and to understand each other better. But if it's constant and destructive, then it can really damage the relationship. Constant conflict isn't sustainable. Or maybe they are carrying some baggage from past relationships, right? Maybe they're still holding onto resentment or anger towards an ex. And that's poisoning their current relationships, right? It's like they're projecting their past hurts onto their present partner. And that's not fair, right? It's like they need to heal those old wounds before they can move forward and create a healthy relationship. Or maybe they have some unrealistic expectations about love, right? Maybe they think that love is always supposed to be easy and perfect. And when things get tough, they just give up. It's like they need to realize that love takes work. It requires compromise, communication, and a willingness to forgive. It's not always going to be smooth sailing, but that doesn't mean it's not worth fighting for. But here's the thing, the Five of Swords isn't always a negative card, right? Sometimes it can be a sign that you need to stand up for yourself and fight for what you believe in. Sometimes you have to be willing to have a difficult conversation, even if it means risking conflict. Sometimes you have to be willing to walk away from a situation that isn't serving you, even if it hurts. It's like the Five of Swords can be a call to action, a reminder that you have the power to change your circumstances. But it's important to do it in a way that is respectful and ethical, right? It's like you can stand up for yourself without being a jerk. You can fight for what you believe in without hurting other people. You can walk away from a toxic situation without burning bridges. You have to be a good person, inside and out, you know. So, how can they use this Five of Swords energy in a positive way, right? How can they transform this potential for conflict into an opportunity for growth and healing? Well, first of all, it's about self-awareness, right? It's about recognizing their own patterns of behavior. Are they always the ones starting the arguments? Do they have a tendency to be overly critical or judgmental? Do they have a hard time listening to other people's points of view? Once they can identify their own patterns, then they can start to change them. It's also about communication, right? It's about learning how to express their needs in a clear and respectful way. It's about listening to their partner's needs and trying to find a compromise that works for both of them. It's about being willing to have difficult conversations, but doing it in a way that is constructive and not destructive. And it's about forgiveness, right? It's about letting go of past hurts and resentments. It's about forgiving themselves for their own mistakes and forgiving others for their mistakes. It's like holding onto anger and resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. It only hurts themselves. You have to let it go to move on. It really is true. The Five of Swords is like a release. But maybe the chaos of the release is what makes the cards so negative. And in terms of their love life, this could mean being willing to apologize when they're wrong, right? It could mean being willing to forgive their partner for their mistakes. It could mean being willing to let go of past hurts and start fresh. But it also means choosing your battles. Like, the small stuff doesn't matter as much as the big stuff. Don't sweat the small stuff, and it's all small stuff. And it also means knowing when to walk away, right? If they're in a relationship that is constantly filled with conflict and disrespect, then it might be time to cut their losses and move on. It's like, sometimes the bravest thing you can do is to walk away from a situation that is hurting you. You can't force love, and you can't make someone be with you who doesn't want to be. And sometimes you're just not compatible with someone, and that is totally okay. The Five of Swords is all about hard truths, not just defeat. Okay, so with the Wheel of Fortune, Five of Wands, the World, Six of Wands, Queen of Cups, and now the Five of Swords, it's like this person is on a journey of transformation, facing both triumphs and challenges along the way. They are being challenged to grow emotionally, to communicate effectively, and to let go of the past. They are also being challenged to stand up for themselves and to fight for what they believe in, but to do it in a way that is respectful and ethical. So, the big question is, how will they navigate these challenges? Will they succumb to the negativity of the Five of Swords, or will they use it as an opportunity for growth and healing? Will they let conflict destroy their chances of finding love, or will they learn from their mistakes and create a more harmonious relationship in the future? It's like the universe is testing them, preparing them for something amazing, but they have to be willing to do the work. I am dying to see what's next. What is that last message? Okay, so after all of that, the Wheel of Fortune, the Five of Wands, the World, the Six of Wands, the Queen of Cups, the Five of Swords. We have the Eight of Swords. Oh man, this is heavy. This isn't light and fluffy, you know? It's like, we've been talking about all this potential for conflict, and now it's like, bam, here's the feeling of being trapped. Like, what does that mean? Okay, so the Eight of Swords. It's all about feeling stuck, restricted, helpless, right? It's like you're in a prison of your own mind and you can't see a way out. You feel trapped, paralyzed by fear and self-doubt. It's like you're blindfolded, you can't see clearly. So, like, how does this fit into the whole picture, right? I mean, we've already seen so much drama. I mean, with the Wheel of Fortune and all those changes and upheavals, it's like maybe this person is feeling overwhelmed by everything that's happening. Like, maybe they're feeling like they have no control over their life, that they're just being swept along by fate, right? It could mean they feel powerless. And then with the Five of Wands, all that conflict and competition. Well, maybe this Eight of Swords is showing the result of all that, right? It's like maybe this person got so caught up in the drama that they ended up feeling completely drained and defeated, maybe trapped in a cycle of negativity, exhausted from all the conflict. And the Five of Swords, well, the Eight of Swords is like the internalization of that conflict. It is the result. Now they are stuck in their heads because of it. Like maybe that argument or disagreement really shook them, and now they're struggling to move forward, right? It's like they're replaying it over and over in their head, torturing themselves, beating themselves up over it. And what about the World card, right? I mean, that's the goal, right? Wholeness and fulfillment. Well, this Eight of Swords is a huge obstacle to getting there. Like, you can't feel complete and free if you're constantly trapped in your own mind, if you're constantly doubting yourself and living in fear, right? It feels like you can't achieve that sense of wholeness if you're feeling so restricted and helpless. It's like they feel like they are so far away from that end goal. And then with the Six of Wands, the success, well, this is almost saying like, at what cost? It's almost like it was short-lived, you know? Like maybe the recognition wasn't as fulfilling as they thought it would be. And now they are stuck with the results. Because maybe the Eight of Swords is whispering in their ear that they are actually a fraud and they don't deserve their accomplishments. It is like imposter syndrome at its worst. And then the Queen of Cups and her emotional intelligence. Okay, so how is this impacting that? I mean, on one hand, it could be that they are being super hard on themselves, you know. Like maybe they're so emotionally intelligent that they are hyper-aware of their own flaws, of their own mistakes, and so they are just getting trapped in this cycle of negative self-talk. But maybe the emotions are overwhelming and they don't know how to process them. So they are frozen by the intensity of it all. The Eight of Swords is like when you are being too self-aware. Okay, so like how does this all play out in their love life, right? I mean, is this meaning they are feeling trapped in a relationship? It could mean that. Maybe they are in a relationship that is really restrictive and they feel like they can't be themselves. Or maybe it's that they are afraid to leave, even if they know it's not right for them. They are stuck in a bad situation. Maybe they're afraid of being alone, or maybe they're worried about what other people will think. Or maybe it's not even about an actual relationship, you know? Maybe it's about their beliefs about relationships. Maybe they have all these limiting beliefs about what they deserve, about what's possible for them. They have all these ideas in their head, and that is keeping them from even trying to find love, or keeping them from opening up to someone. It's like they have built this prison in their own mind, and they don't even realize that they have the key to unlock it, you know? They are imprisoned by their thoughts about themselves. They don't know that they hold the key. I mean, the Sapphire heart is all about balance, and right now it feels like this person is seriously out of balance, right? They are so in their head that they are totally disconnected from their heart, you know? It's like they need to find a way to quiet their mind and listen to their intuition, to trust their gut, to reconnect with their emotions. Okay, so but what if we look at this another way, right? What if this Eight of Swords is actually a good thing? I mean, is that even possible? Well, maybe it's like this moment of forced stillness is actually an opportunity, you know? Maybe it's like the universe is forcing them to slow down and to really look at their life, to really examine their beliefs, to see what is holding them back. Maybe it's a chance to reflect, to heal, to get clear on what they really want. Maybe this is actually preparing them for something amazing. Like, what if it's a sign that they are about to break free from something that has been holding them back for a long time? And this is the moment right before they get the strength to change. but they are in the moment right before the strength. Like maybe they are just about to realize that they do have the power to change their life, that they do deserve to be happy, that they do have something amazing to offer the world and to a partner. And what if this Eight of Swords is showing that they are finally ready to confront their fears? Maybe they have been avoiding something for a long time, but now they are finally ready to face it head-on. Maybe they are finally ready to be vulnerable, to be authentic, to be real, Like maybe they are finally ready to show the world who they really are and stop trying to be someone that they think they should be. Stop hiding. And this is where the Sapphire heart comes in again, right? Because it is all about finding that balance, about integrating all parts of themselves, about accepting themselves fully and completely, flaws and all. It's like they need to find a way to be both strong and vulnerable, both confident and humble, both independent and connected. They need to find that sweet spot where they can be their authentic selves. So, how can they do that, right? How can they break free from this Eight of Swords energy and step into their power? I mean the Sapphire heart, balancing, it's like they need to find a way to quiet that negative self-talk, to challenge those limiting beliefs, to start focusing on their strengths instead of their weaknesses. It's like they need to start treating themselves with the same kindness and compassion that they would offer to a friend, Talk to yourself like someone you love, and it's about setting healthy boundaries. About saying no to things that don't align with their values, about protecting their energy from toxic people and situations. It's about creating a life that supports their well-being, that nourishes their soul, that allows them to thrive. I mean in terms of their love life, this could mean taking a break from dating, right? If they are feeling overwhelmed or discouraged, it's okay to just step back and focus on themselves for a while. It could mean being more selective about who they date, only choosing people who are truly aligned with their values and who treat them with respect. And also, you know what? This could mean it is time to cut someone off. To stop thinking about them and to stop thinking about what could have been, Time to let go of the fantasy. And that's okay. Sometimes the relationships we don't have are more important than the ones we do. Okay, so with the Wheel of Fortune, 5 of Wands, the World, 6 of Wands, Queen of Cups, 5 of Swords, and now the 8 of Swords, it is like we are seeing a full picture of someone on an intense journey. Facing big changes, dealing with conflict, striving for success, exploring their emotions, confronting their fears, feeling trapped, but also holding the potential for incredible transformation. It's like the universe is testing them, pushing them to their limits, but also giving them opportunities to grow and to evolve. And it all comes back to that sapphire heart crystal, right? The need for balance. To find that inner equilibrium, to integrate all the different parts of themselves, to embrace their strengths and their weaknesses, to love themselves fully and completely. So, the big question is, will they be able to break free from these self-imposed limitations and step into their power? Will they be able to use this period of introspection to create a more fulfilling life for themselves and to attract a loving and supportive partner? What do you think? What is that final card? Okay, wow, so after all of that, I mean seriously, what a roller coaster, right? It's like you've been through so much, and it's no wonder you might be feeling a little overwhelmed, a little confused, maybe even a little bit scared, but you've made it this far, and I can't even tell you how powerful that is. Like seriously, give yourself some credit. You've been through a lot, and you're still here, still searching, still hopping, still open to love. And that's huge. So I really want you to take a deep breath and just really acknowledge how far you've come. This reading isn't meant to scare you, okay? It's meant to empower you, to give you the insights you need to create the love life you truly desire. So let's bring it all back to that sapphire heart, okay? Balancing, right? That's the key. It's about finding that equilibrium, that harmony within yourself. It's about integrating all the different parts of yourself, the good and the bad, the light and the dark. Because you know what? You're not perfect and you're never going to be. And that's okay, nobody is. The beauty is in your imperfections, in your quirks, in your unique way of being. So, stop trying to be someone you're not, okay? Stop trying to fit into someone else's mold. Just be you, be authentically you. And the right person will love you for it, I promise. And it's also about self-love, right? This is like the most important thing, seriously. You cannot attract a healthy, loving relationship into your life if you don't love yourself first, okay? You have to believe that you are worthy of love, that you deserve to be happy, that you have something amazing to offer. And if you don't believe that, then guess what? You're going to attract people who don't believe that either. You're going to attract people who treat you the way you treat yourself. So, start being kinder to yourself, okay? Start talking to yourself with the same love and compassion that you would offer to a friend. Start celebrating your accomplishments, no matter how small. Start focusing on your strengths instead of your weaknesses. Start practicing self-care, doing things that make you feel good, that nourish your soul. Seriously, self-love is not selfish. It's essential. And you cannot pour from an empty cup, remember? So, okay, what are some practical steps you can take to move forward, right? I mean, that's what you really want to know. Well, it depends, right? It depends on where you're at, on what resonates most with you from this reading. If you're feeling trapped by that Eight of Swords, then it's time to break free, okay? It's time to challenge those limiting beliefs, to confront your fears, to step outside of your comfort zone. Maybe that means taking a class, starting a new hobby, traveling to a new place, or just trying something different. It's also okay to ask for help. Go to therapy, talk to friends, meditate, whatever. Just do it. Don't isolate. If you're dealing with conflict from the Five of Swords, then it's time to heal those wounds, okay? It's time to forgive yourself and forgive others. It's time to let go of the past and move forward. Maybe that means writing a letter to someone who hurt you, or maybe it means just acknowledging your own pain and allowing yourself to grieve. It's about releasing all that negative energy and creating space for something new. And remember, you are in charge of your own energy. If you're feeling overwhelmed by the changes from the Wheel of Fortune, then it's time to embrace the uncertainty, okay? It's time to trust the universe and know that everything is happening for a reason. It's time to be open to new possibilities and to say yes to opportunities that come your way, even if they scare you a little bit. It is okay to say yes. And if you're still searching for that feeling of completion from the world, then it's time to start creating it within yourself, okay? It's time to pursue your passions, to connect with your purpose, to live a life that is aligned with your values. It's time to create a life that makes you feel whole and fulfilled, regardless of whether you're in a relationship or not. Seriously, you can't rely on someone else to complete you. You have to complete yourself. And you know what else? I feel like I need to say this again because it's so important. Be discerning about who you let into your life, okay? Not everyone is worthy of your love and compassion. There are people out there who will take advantage of you, who will drain your energy, who will try to manipulate you. So, be careful about who you trust and who you let get close to you. Pay attention to the red flags, listen to your intuition, and don't be afraid to walk away from a situation that doesn't feel right. It's okay to be picky, seriously. Your heart is precious, so protect it. And remember that Six of Wands energy, okay? Celebrate your victories, no matter how small. Acknowledge your accomplishments and give yourself credit for all the hard work you've put in. You deserve to feel proud of yourself, so don't be afraid to shine. And you know what? Maybe, just maybe, all of this is leading you to someone who has also been through a lot, right? Someone who has faced their own challenges, who has learned from their mistakes, and who is now ready to create a truly loving and fulfilling relationship. Someone who will appreciate your strength, your vulnerability, and your unique way of being. Someone who will see you for who you truly are and love you unconditionally. Someone who will be your partner, your best friend, and your soulmate. But even if that doesn't happen, even if you don't find that person, you are still going to be okay? Because you have yourself. You have your strength, your resilience, your wisdom, your compassion. You have the power to create a life that is full of joy, love, and purpose, regardless of your relationship status. And that's the most important thing, seriously. To know that you are enough just as you are, and to love yourself fiercely, unconditionally, and completely. So go out there and shine, okay? Be yourself, love yourself, and trust that the universe has a plan for you. You are worthy of love, you are deserving of happiness, and you are capable of creating an amazing life. I believe in you, and I am so excited to see what the future holds for you. The Sapphire heart energy is with